What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I don't know. Here we go. Let me get my thumbnail up here. Here we go. There we go. I don't know what to tell you, man. More bad news, man. More troops. More troops are being sent over to foreign soil. And even as we speak about it, right, Trump is dividing the country at a time when we need to be together. This is a very important moment. This is a very important opportunity for us to come together as a group. Trump doesn't care. He's going to continue to make inappropriate comments, comments that are detrimental to the truth. Comments that are detrimental to troop cohesiveness, troop morale. These are things that are very negative. His attitude, and I don't even know what the guys, heaven help these soldiers. Heaven help these servicemen and women. They're going to foreign country and they got to sit back and they got to listen to a president like he's running for election. He could care less. He's attacking other Americans. We're all together now, brother. Iran is the enemy. Iran is our enemy, right? He writes out stupid Truth Social tweets. And don't give me this, don't take him serious. He's the president. He's the damn president of the United States. You got to figure, man, if you're going over to Iran and you're scared, he's also sent another 2,500 troops. So now we got 5,000 American troops with boots on the ground in a foreign country. And Iran's got 90 million people. They got at least 2 million sets or just like Iran, just like Iraq. Saddam Hussein, he gave the weapons to the tribes so that the tribes can continue to fight, even if they took him out of it. And this is the same, it's worse in Iran. It's bigger, it's worse in Iran. You sending 5,000 troops to Iran when they have probably 1 million holy soldiers, not even their army. I'm not talking about their army. I'm talking about the inhabitants of the country. That's not enough people, 5,000 people. He says he's trying to secure the strait. We've already seen the math on that. You can't secure the strait. But look, let's get into what he did. He went out on his Truth Social and inappropriately, he goes out on his Truth Social and he said, now with the death of Iran, okay, if it's over, when are you coming back? If we won, why are we still there? Now with the death of Iran, the greatest enemy America has is the radical left. This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. We're all one. We're all one. You can't divide the country at this moment. You got men and women being sent back, the fallen, and you saying you don't respect them because they voted or they didn't vote for you? because they didn't vote for you now, but you want them to go over to Iran and die, and they didn't vote for you, so you don't care about what's it? He attacked the Robert Mueller guy. This guy, man. I don't know how strong we'll be, man, as a people. And this is also inviting violence. What kind of country does this guy want to live in? This is 100% inviting violence to our own shores. Talking about people, basically, if you didn't vote for him, then it's okay for those people to be harmed. We're all Americans. We're all one, right? We're all going over there as United States Marines, United States. One group. Got the Navy over there. That's United States. We're all one. Well, you keep trying to inject politics into this stuff. It makes no sense to me why he keeps trying to do it. He's trying to fuse politics into this madness. And I guess because he's afraid he's not going to win during the midterms. That is ridiculous, man. That's also, what if somebody gets hurt? What if somebody gets hurt? This is a tweet that is inviting violence to the people who oppose you. They could be protesters. They could be anybody who's going against your way. You're inviting violence to them. That tells you that we're not one. That means we're not one. And he's going to have a problem keeping those troops motivated with statements like that. He has to understand that he has to support all Americans at this moment. The black ones, we know he doesn't support black sailors, but the black ones, the white ones, the Spanish, the Asian, we're all one fighting unit. He keeps dividing us. He keeps making a point to divide the country. He keeps dividing us. And then he lies. He just sits back. He doesn't. I just saw a ship. It took a lot of damage. We haven't been informed. We don't know how many people have lost their lives. He's not wanting the moments to be shown to the public. This guy, he's hiding. What are we to do, man? How are we going to keep the country together if the commander-in-chief keeps dividing us? He keeps trying to pit one American against the next. How is that going to be helpful for us right now at this moment? Pitting us against each other is one of the worst things you can do. We're all one now. We're one America. But we not to him though. Not to him. Not to him. And I don't understand how he can send black servicemen off to die and when he hates black people. I just don't understand that. And he's dividing the country over and over and over again. That stupid tweet or whatever that was. He put out that stupid post on Truth Social. And does he understand that he's the president of the United States, all the people? Does he even understand that? Or does he think he's just the president of the people who voted for him? And yeah, we're going off to Israel. Many people won't come back. Many people won't come back. And this is ridiculous, man. As I understand it, the IDF will not be touching Iran. They won't be going over to that country. The only people that's going over there, boots on the ground, are Americans. That's it. And you guys cool with that? Like the stream, man. I don't understand it, how you could be cool with that. We got a video. Let me play this video right here. Fair use, fair use. Let me play this video. Here we go, right here.
Often said that you can't win, you can't do revolution. Often said that you can't win, you can't do revolutions from the air. That is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this.
This man is Prime Minister of Israel telling Americans there has to be a ground component. Okay, why don't you take care of that, bro? Bro, that's your thing. What the hell is this man talking about? There has to be a ground component. Okay, send your troops. Okay, send your troops.
Of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and
that's the most ridiculous. Can you believe that? Did anybody vote for you? Nobody voted for you, bro. What do you mean? You want Americans to come over there and lose their life because you say we need a ground component? Send your own soldiers over there. Why not?
From the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
That's the most ridiculous, asinine statement. I did not vote for you, Benjamin. Who the hell are you to tell American troops that you need a ground component? Okay, get them from yourself. Get them from Israel. Why do you need them from America?
Often said that you can't win, you can't do revolutions from the air. That is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
He's right. To finish the job, you need boots on the ground, but he's not talking about his own soldiers. There will be no IDF soldiers in Iran. He's talking about sending American soldiers.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That man's not elected dog catcher in America. Nobody should listen. He's talking about American lives. He's talking about the lives of American soldiers, Marines. And yeah, they're going to serve because they're honorable people. They're going to do as they're told, but this is ridiculous. This is complete madness, man. Who the hell are you to say American troops have to come over and have a ground war with Iran for you? Why don't you do it? Why don't you get your troops and you do it? And we're talking about, I see in the chat, 100,000. You're talking about they slow, and that's what Trump is sending a handful of people over there at a time. I see that, 2,000, now it's 5,000. That's going to go to 25. That's going to go to 100. That ain't enough. And then you have to do all types of support. What this man talking about? We need ground troops. Okay, get your soldiers together. Can you imagine if we went to war with Canada and we stayed in America and he used his ground troops to fight for us in Canada? In addition, he lost troops while we all sat back in America, nice and safe. This is ridiculous, man. And somebody in the chat, let me tell you something, brother. I think you need to go volunteer. I think you need to go down there and tell those people you are ready to serve your country. Since you believe in Netanyahu and he's sent by God, why don't you go down there, put your hand up, go through your boot and request Iran, ground force Iran. Why don't you do that, man? Why don't you? Yeah, why? Yeah, send ICE over there. They said they're going to send ICE to the airports. I don't even know. I'm going to tell you somebody. I know it's in some type of shutdown. He said we're going to send ICE to the airports. What's up with you, Bob Blanco? I see you, brother. I see you over there. He says, listen to this. You know what, bro? Trump is doing his job. No, he's not. Dividing the country. How liberals are the divisive one. No, Trump is the divisive one. Trump is president. Are the liberals president? Do you see liberals president? Trump is dividing the country. And he's doing this at a time when we need to be together. Every individual on those ships, every individual in those troops, those sections, they need to depend on each other. They need to look at each other as Americans. They need to know that they can depend on their fellow American to protect them. They don't need to look at each other from a political prism. Oh, you're a liberal. Oh, I'm a conservative. Oh, you MAGA. I'm not MAGA. They don't need to look at it. That's not how you win a war. That's not how you keep a country together. That's how you destroy a country. That's how you absolutely destroy a country. There are media. You know what the media is supposed to do? They're supposed to inform the public. Now, this, bro, you know what? I'm gonna do this. You're pretty stupid though. Okay, because I shouldn't do this. I'm gonna do this with you, but you're pretty stupid. Trump is being a president. That's subjective. There are media. What about the media? They're supposed to inform the public. The media's commitment is to the public. A free press. They're supposed to inform the public. They're supposed to tell the truth. I grant you that, but then he has opportunity to prove they're not telling the truth. They are supposed to inform the public. Also, he has to accept that what's going on we need to know about. That's what the problem is. And what you're advocating for, Jeffrey, is for a dictatorship, you dummy. You don't even know that, do you? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life, the media. You want a dictatorship then, right? Because if you don't have a media, then you have to listen to whatever they tell you. And Trump know a lot of people are stupid, and he puts his agenda out in little dosages. Trump is confusing the people, brother. Trump is confusing the people. Trump is dividing us as a country. Trump is talking about we won in Iran. Well, why are we still there? And if we won, why are you sending more ground troops? Why? Trump is dividing this country. It's only a matter of time for something happens. I don't know if he wants to have martial law. I don't know if he's trying to enact martial law. I don't know if he's trying to get us to start going after each other. But he put out a Truth Social tweet just as he was sending Marines to a war zone about the next enemy is liberals. So liberals are your enemy now? They're not your fellow American? He puts this out on his Truth Social. That's inviting violence to those people. All it takes, and you know what a liberal is? Hold up, James, let me show you something. James, you know what a liberal is? No, let's be for real. You know what a liberal is? Anybody who doesn't agree with Trump. So you could vote for Trump twice. You could be MAGA. You can have a whole hat rack full of MAGA hats. But if you don't agree that Americans should go to Iran and die, you're a liberal. It's like, well, wait a minute. I don't think why don't they send their own troops? No, you're a liberal. Wait a minute. How am I a liberal? You're a liberal because you don't want to listen to everything Trump says. So that means you're a liberal. See, that's their idea of a liberal. And that's what I mean. So, do you want to live in a country like that? I'm sure you guys hated Biden. Do you want to be in a country where you can't disagree with Biden? I don't get that. That's what I'm saying. And he's dividing the country. He needs to be on there bringing us together. He shouldn't care about no politics. He need to be talking about we got to watch each other's back. We going to foreign shores. I'm going to make sure you guys get all the support you need. All your supplies are going to be there. We're going to give you, that's what he needs to be tweeting about. And if we're done in Iran, why are we still there? And tell me this, please. Help me with this. Somebody help me with this. What the hell is Benjamin Netanyahu doing? Did he get elected president? Did I miss something? Did somebody vote for him? What is he talking about? You don't have a right to send American soldiers off to. What is he talking about?
Often said that you can't win, you can't do revolutions from the air. That is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the.
There has to be a ground component. Okay, send your troops over. How come when did that become a hard idea? You need troops on the ground. Okay, send your, let me see. I don't even know anything about Israel. Let me see how many, what we want. I don't know if they have Marines. Let me see, what is Israel army? Let's see if they have an army. Have a army. Let's see. Yes, Israel has a powerful, highly advanced military known as IDF forces. Okay, let's see. Oh, about 500,000 people. So they got 200,000 active and 500,000 in the reserves. You need to call up your reserves. You need to call up your reserves. Why are we sending troops over there? You need to call up your reserves. This is ridiculous, man. That doesn't even make any sense. Call up your reserves and go fight your war. Go and fight your war. All this is going to do is dig us deeper and deeper and deeper into this war. When we start losing American lives, we're just going to be dug deeper in. Why don't he go fight his war? You got 200,000 active. You got 500,000. It's mandatory for your people to serve. So you got 500,000. Why don't you take 20,000, call up 20,000 from the reserves, send them over to Iran, and fight your war? Why not? I don't understand that. Why not? He said, we're sending troops to send a message to the cartel. We won't have as many lost as we have in the past. What are you talking about? One's more than enough. We've already lost 13 that we know about. One is too much. You want to give your life up? You sound like Netanyahu. Listen to this clown, Trail Wolf. Listen to this clown. We're sending troops to send a message to. Why don't you go? Why don't you go? We won't have as many lost as we have in the past 20 years. So what are you crying? Because they're going over there and they shouldn't be. They need to be here. They need to be in America defending our shores, defending our interests. We have no interest over there. That's why he's got to open up that Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz. That's the oil. We have no interest over there. Why doesn't Iran? Why don't they send their own troops over there? I just looked them up. They got 200,000 active duty and they got 500,000 on reserve. And I had forgot everybody, they got mandatory service. I think everybody got to do 2 years. And those people are de facto reservists because they understand the military. They were in, now, of a certain age, obviously. But what I'm saying is there shouldn't be no Americans in Iran. It's not necessary. You got your firepower, you got your air power, There should be no American service members in Iran. And you know, and you deal with these guys, right? And we know that a lot of them are disciples. They worship Trump. They look at Trump like he's the second coming of something. You know, they get told that they get brainwashed. They watch Fox News and they listen to the lies and they get brainwashed. They get brainwashed. And we got a guy in there saying we need to send a signal. Okay, why doesn't Israel send a signal? The IDF, brother, I just looked it up. The IDF. This is what we're talking about. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, smarty pants. Look, the global economy is structured on the oil that China and Iran and Venezuela have been produced and has collapsed. The American dollar, how can you tell me that? Look, brother, we got to bring them troops home. You talking about nothing. You sound like a dude who sits on his ass and watches the war on TV. This is serious, man. People will be sent back in body bags. We need people. We need fighters. And yeah, we want to fight. We're ready to fight, but give me a reason to fight. Give me a reason to fight. Why you want me to go? I didn't vote for Netanyahu. I didn't vote for Netanyahu. Who the hell are you to say American troops got to come and fight your war? That would be no different if it was Canada. It wouldn't be any different if it was another country talking about, well, we got to have a ground component. Okay, give us the ground component. Why do we have to supply it? Some of you guys are so stupid. It's unbelievable, bro. You guys sit around here, you watch this, you watch the war on Fox News. Don't you realize people are losing their lives over there? Families are hurting. American families are suffering. This is not a joke. The president needs to be bringing us together. The president needs to be making us understand he's going to protect us. He's going to make sure everything's okay. He's also going to protect those troops. We need a president that cares about all Americans, not a president that only cares about the people who voted for him. What kind of president is that? Are those the people going over there to fight? Are those the people that's going on there putting their life in danger? The ones who voted for him? And Netanyahu knows, and Netanyahu is acting like he's the president. There has to be a ground component. Okay. Okay, send your troops over there. Why are we sending Americans over there? Send your troops over there. They want to fight. You got to be out your mind. We want to fight. We have an American fighting force. Honorable men. They want to fight. But why do they have to fight somebody else's war? Especially when that country has, 9 million people? They can get 50,000 people and go and win your war. American sailors and Marines and airmen, none of them should be in harm's way. And this is a disgrace. You guys talking about Trump. Trump has failed us again. He won't stand up to Bibi. Trump has failed America again. We're sending more troops. Yeah, you're right, John. Get mercs. There's all types of mercenary forces over there. Go get them. And you know what this low-key means? I'm going to be for real. You know what this low-key means? He's saying that the Israeli soldiers, or how about this? Israeli lives are more valuable than American lives. That's basically what he's saying. That's basically what he's saying. And I think Lindsey Graham basically said the same thing. They're saying that the lives of Americans are less valuable than the lives of these of Israel. Isn't that something, man? And don't come around here with the Bible stuff, man. You know, you guys got to be. I can't believe you guys serious. So, and you have a leader who believes that. So you have a leader, right, who says, okay, I'll send Americans off to fight your war because it's in the Bible. You believe that? So you understand that? Do you understand that? Mary, you're saying it. You're saying it, Mary. You're saying it. You saying you kids got putting in the chat box. They took an oath. Who said they won't go? They're going. And they're gonna fight. And they're gonna risk their lives, but they shouldn't have to. That's the point. And you guys are very dismissive with their lives. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that you don't care about their lives. And you are agreeing with BB, they're expendable. I'm not going to send any of my troops to Iran, but I'll send American troops to Iran because of the lives of my troops are more valuable than your life. Did you see that, man? Bruh, and that's going to get back that morale, those troops. That's not going to be good. Now we have the best fighting force, but it's also about taking care of your men, taking care of your troops. Trump should not send them over there. He needs to be sitting down with BB, and he says, "What we're going to do is we're going to give me 5,000 Israeli troops." Give me Kuwait, give me a collection, give me about 10,000, 12,000 troops. And what I'll do, BB, is I'll give you a Marine lieutenant who's got a little experience at war to lead them. I shouldn't do that, but I'll give you a lieutenant to lead them. But no, I'm not going to bring American bodies up there to fight a war that you need to fight. And yeah, Trump is successful. You see how we're divided? We gotta look at the chat. The people in the chat, they're not going, but they ready to sacrifice your son, your father, your brother, your family member. Trail Wolf, he's ready to give your family member, put them in harm's way to protect Bibi Netanyahu and his interest. Man, you should be ashamed of yourself, brother. Forget this YouTube stuff. You are a disgusting human being to even think like that. This is America, brother. This is an American society. We are very generous. But you are sick. You are a sicko to even think like that American lives are expendable. You are out of your marbles, brother. This man is sick. How can we expect to have a country with men like this in it? And he's not getting off his lazy ass. He's watching Greg Gutfield. And he's got Melania on replay. He's been watching the Melania Trump absolute disaster. He's been watching that over and over again. And he gets on his knees and he prays to Donald Trump. And he thinks your kids should be sent over there. He gets on his knees and he thinks your kids should be sent to a foreign land to do the same job that the same age kids, the 20-year-olds, the 22, the 21 IDF servicemen, they should be over there doing. They don't need American soldiers to do that. And it makes us look like we're expendable. It's disrespectful to us. It's disrespectful to the families. It makes the world look at American lives as don't have the same value as Israeli lives. And that is sick. Pawns, there you go. There you go. And Black, what do you think about guys who think we ain't nothing but pawns? What do you think about guys like that? I'm saying you got people who really think we're less than Israel. It's okay to sacrifice our lives. It's okay to send us over there. It's okay that we go and fight Iran, but they won't. We give Israel billions and we're going to rebuild them again. We got the right fighting force. You don't have any respect for our troops, brother. You have no respect for American lives. You don't have respect for our troops. You're a complete brainwashed moron. You sat back and you listened to Fox News and all of these off-brand, the Glenn Becks. You've listened to these people and they've brainwashed you. You're brainwashed. The Alex Jones. You think American soldiers have lesser value than Israeli soldiers. And you saying it with your chest. Bro, you sick. Why don't you go and give up your citizenship, man, and go to Cuba or Canada, or hell, for that matter, go to Israel. For that matter, go to Israel. That makes no sense, man, just thinking about that. Netanyahu says he needs ground troops, and he's talking like he's the president. Are you out of your mind, man? You're not the president of the United States. You shouldn't even be talking about, you shouldn't even make a statement about that. Netanyahu wants to send your brother, your cousin, your father, your nephew, your next door neighbor, your member of the same church. He wants to send the guy you went to school with off to Iran to fight his war. To fight his war. That is sick when you think about it, brother. He wants to send your family member, your cousin, your pastor, your doctor, your lawyer, your family member that you love so much and you miss. He wants to send all of these people to Iran instead of sending his own. I'm lost on that. I'm just completely baffled. Why don't you send your troops? You got troops. It's actually, and it's closer. You right there, send your troops. What are you talking about? You want to take a 2-week trip to send American service members to fight your fight and say, we always knew it would be a ground component. Yeah, you do the ground component. You do the ground component. You do it. And there is a belief that somehow, if you, there's belief that the Israeli lives have more value than American lives. And man, as much as I don't want to say it, the way Trump is acting, man, he probably, look at how he's doing it. He's willing to put 5,000 Marines in harm's way. That ain't enough. That ain't enough. He's willing to put 5,000 Marines in harm's way so that they can lose their life for Bibi Netanyahu. He said Trump said we won. That's the report you want? They already crying for money. Hold up, that's not a war report. That's not a war report. we're winning. No, you need to let us know what's going on. What's the casualty number? How much longer is their exit strategy? You got to let us know. Trump is weakening our nations as we speak. Yeah, with Russia and China. And from what I understand, Russia is really benefiting from this war. They're the biggest winner. The only way, yeah, Russia's making money big time. And they also sending in experimental weapons. They have advisors. They're helping Iran. Weapons, they're trading them weapons. $2 billion a day gone down the toilets. So we at what, 40 billion? We at what, 42 billion? So we're going to spend 200 billion on a war. And this is the sad thing about it. All of that stuff that's being knocked down, guess who's going to have to fix it? They're not going to fix it. They're going to fix, believe me, they're going to fix Iran. They're going to fix Iran. They're going to certainly fix Israel. That's going to come out taxpayer money. Okay, well, why did they sign up in Israel? Why did the Israeli fighting force sign up? You said they signed up. So they signed up. They signed up to fight. They signed up to defend this country, America. If they didn't want to, they wouldn't have said. They didn't sign up to go to no Iran to defend Israel. That ain't what they signed up for. That is not what they signed up for. And somebody told me they've been getting a lot of conscientious objectors. They've been telling, they said a lot of them been coming. There's a phone number that you call. It said a lot of phone numbers, a lot of people are objecting to this war. A lot of people. We got a Marine up there. We got a picture of a Marine. He got thrown out of a town hall because he said he did not want to go to Israel and lose his life. He didn't see the point in going to a foreign country and losing his life. Yeah, and I don't know where we're going to go, man. Trump's out making social posts about liberals and how they're the new enemy of America. So what? So if you disagree with Trump, you're not an American. And he's saying this during a time of war. I think that's very dangerous. I think also he's opening up a lot of quote unquote liberals to violence. Some people are going to get hurt behind that. They're going to hear Trump, they're going to be motivated, and they're going to assault a liberal, someone they define as a liberal. And this is the wrong time to be doing that, man. We need to be coming together. We need to be coming together. We need to care about each other. We need someone who cares about American troops the same way Benjamin Netanyahu cares about Israeli troops. He's not even going to send them over there. He cares about them too much. They're too valuable to him. He's not going to put them in harm's way. Trump is putting American troops in harm's way. If only we had a guy like Benjamin Netanyahu who cared about his people. You're right. Trump don't care about the people. You're right. Yep, I saw that. I saw that they broke that man's head. You can see it. It snaps. They broke the big bone in his hand, man. You can see it. It's the when you hear it. He's holding on. You hear pop. And I don't have a problem with what he's saying. Listen to this. I get it. They join the military. They got to go serve their country. I get that. If you join, you got to go serve your country. Okay. But if a guy says, I don't want to go to a foreign country and lose my life, I'm going to listen. Then he says, well, why don't he send his own troops? He got me and sold me. I said, you're right. Why don't you send your own people over there? Why you want America to go over there? Yeah, and that's where the brainwash, the lies, the playing with the minds of these people, the Fox News idiots, the people who support Pete Hegseth. That's where that comes from, because then they don't want to deal with the fact that this is not, it's, nobody wants to go over there for that. Yeah, okay. He says the Democrats embolden the left to go out and fight against ICE. They use this type of dangerous language. Brother, the only people who done lost their lives is the Democrats or whatever, those activists, those protesters. How about that? That's the only people lost their life. And it's crazy how this is the world we live in. ICE can take your life, but feel sorry for the ICE guy because he was scared. Well, what about you? He just took your life. But this is the brainwashing. This is the Fox News. This is the lies. They feed these people these lies, and sure enough, they respond. And in a minute, if we don't watch out, Trump's going to have us believing Benjamin Netanyahu that it's our journey to go over there and die for Israel. Like the stream, man. We sent in another wave of troops. And in the midst of sending another wave of troops, Donald Trump tweeted with the death of Iran, which means we should be on our way home. So they're not finished. The greatest enemy America has is the radical left. And who makes that distinction? Can you imagine Obama saying that? Said that the radical right. What if Obama, the FBI says the radical right is? The FBI says the bigots and the racists and the white supremacists are the biggest threat to America. Yeah, this man is inappropriate, man, and that's disrespectful. And that's going to take the steam of a lot of his morale. And you need a healthy media. You need a strong media. It has been established that an informed public is what you need. Trump said that before. Does Trump understand what a leader is? Does he understand the troops depend on a leader? They depend on his leadership. They don't depend on him to say ridiculous statements and divide us. And we become weaker after that. Rich man's war, poor man's blood. Rich man, poor man. He said, what's he say? The boots are coming. The boots. You want an all red country? You want to live in an all red country? Let me tell you, because you probably don't even know. Do you know that if America was all red, right, there still would be divisions? Everybody's not going to be on the same page. So there's still going to be divisions. Every Republican is not an extremist. So what does that mean? So if you're not an extremist, are you no longer a Republican? 39 trillion in debt. Did you see where Jeremy Epstein pled the fifth? They asked Jeremy Epstein, was he around Trump? They said, did you ever hang out with Donald Trump with underage girls? Jeremy Epstein pled the fifth on that question. Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump is continuing to divide us. This is a time when we need to come together as one. We are one. We are Americans. We are one. This is a time when that needs to happen. It doesn't need to happen 5 years from now. It doesn't need to happen 3 weeks from now. It needs to happen now. We got U.S. service members floating to Iran, risking their lives for a country that won't put their own soldiers' boots on the ground. According to Trump, American lives are less valuable than Israeli lives. Now, that's probably the way he thinks. Let me say this. He should do that with his own life, though. He should do that with his own people's life. He shouldn't do that with American lives. He can think whatever he wants to. He can believe whatever religion he wants to believe in. He can believe whatever he wants to believe. But no, American lives are just as important and just as valuable as the Israelis. Why sacrifice American soldiers and sacrifice to the gods, man? Heaven help us, brother. Heaven help us. And while Americans fall on foreign soil, he's making Truth Social tweets calling his opponents enemies. Calling his opponents enemies. As if that is, are you happy about that? Are you happy about that? Benjamin Netanyahu says that we need a ground force to finish the job. Okay, send them. What I have a problem with is the people who disagree with that. It's like you such a Trump flunky that you would rather send American troops there? Recruitment is down, dumbass. Let me get you. You know what? Take your partisanship. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, if you're extreme partisan, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We have more of our citizens, man, are going to lose their life. And what are we going to wind up with? More American citizens are going to lose their life over nothing. And we need to be one, man. This is a time we need to come together. When I look at that Marine, that's a Marine. There was a bunch of MAGA bigots, MAGA racists that attacked him. I said, that's a Marine. They tried to put some type of partisanship. No, he doesn't want to go to that country and lose his life. That's a Marine. That's not a Republican. That's not a Democrat. That's a Marine. But they've brainwashed MAGA so much that everything in their eyes is partisanship. And they've done a job on it. Look, I get you. They've done an excellent job. You got a lot of these blacks are like that. They're stupid. They're absolutely stupid. That is a Marine. And this is the kicker. If you disagree with Trump and you MAGA, and you got on a hat, and you voted for him every chance he's ran, you're a liberal if you disagree with anything he says. He's made it a partisanship thing. He divided us. Trump came out here and he said, I'm going to divide the country, and he did. He's trying to do it now. He said after this war, the enemy is liberals or the Democrats. So when somebody goes in and starts taking their lives, what are you going to say then? It's not his fault? Is he going to pardon the guy? He said he was grandstanding to get publicity, brother. Now that he needs to be a war president. We're at war now. He has an obligation to protect those troops. And you're a stupid idiot. What are you, his campaign manager? I mean, that's how dumb these guys are. They look for they just make up excuses. He was saying that. Maybe he said it because he hates half the country. That's why he said it. That's exactly why he said it. That's why he said it. Yeah, a lot of people think our superpower days are coming to an end. Yeah. And if we were a small country like Israel, I wonder if Israel was as big as us, I wonder if they would be coming over here to save us. And what do we need to do, man? Because life is too short. That's crazy, man. I'm going to pray for those Marines. I'm going to pray for them every night. Hopefully they'll safely return back to America. but I cannot agree that they need to go over to Iran while Netanyahu keeps his troops in Israel. I think that's disrespectful. I think Trump is out of his mind to do something like that. Yeah, that is, to a certain degree, that is betrayal. That is betraying his oath when he became president. He's got to protect American troops. Shouldn't come in harm's way. This shouldn't be happening. He said, hold up. He says, Platt, you're missing one key point. Israel is currently in Lebanon. They have troops on the ground where this whole Iran versus US versus Israel is a cover as Israel is in Lebanon. Okay, they're in Lebanon. Okay, take some of those troops and put them in Iran. They're in Lebanon, leave Lebanon and go to Iran. They've been overloading that dome thing. But I don't know what to say, man. We're sitting up here listening to Netanyahu.
You can't win. You can't do revolutions from the air. That is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
He's right. To finish the job, you need boots on the ground, but he's not talking about his own soldiers. There will be no IDF soldiers in Iran. He's talking about sending American soldiers.
Often said that you can't.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable. We are not going to accept that. Unacceptable. To send, what are you talking about, Trump? Sender, you talking about Trump? You calling Trump a traitor? To send American lives to a foreign land and not care about the fact that that foreign land is in Lebanon, is in doing other operations. Okay, take those troops from Lebanon, take those troops and send them to Iran. What are you going to do with the Americans? I'm going to let the Americans, we're going to chill to the back. We're going to stay on the ship. We're going to support you from the ship. We're going to support you. We're going to support your Iranian war from 300 miles away from your location. And they should do that. They should do that. This is not their war. They didn't agree to do that. Didn't nobody agree to hey, I'm going to join the United States military and I'm going to go listen to a clown tell me what I got to do as a service person. Netanyahu don't run them. Netanyahu's not the president of the United States. I know he thinks he is, but he's not. He's not the president. He said he knew a ground component. Okay, well then get your people together. Like the string. Get your people together. Get your people together. Send your troops. And what America can do is they can back them up. They can back up your troops. But no, American sailors, Marines, they should not be over there in harm's way. You say, is he the president? Yeah, he might be, huh? The way things are going. He might low-key be the president. He said it when he didn't have no problem saying, look at this right here, man. He ain't ashamed of nothing.
When you can't do revolutions from the air, that is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
He's right. To finish the job, you need boots on the ground, but he's not talking about his own soldiers. There will be no IDF soldiers in Iran. He's talking about sending American soldiers.
Can you imagine that? Benjamin's talking about sending American service people to put their lives at risk. And yeah, my heart goes out to the Marine. My heart goes out to that Marine. He screamed he didn't want to go to Israel. He's ready to die for his country, but he didn't want to go over there. And they broke his hand. They threw him out. He says, as a veteran, I can tell you our military does not join to fight illegal wars started by a person that refused to fight. Yep, then he lied. He lied to get out of his service, yeah. And he's very, very liberal with the lives of American Marines, man. He's very generous. He could care less. Benjamin's, yeah, just send him over there. What about, instead of saying, no, you send your troops. My troops are going to sit in the back and we'll back you up, but you send your troops. But they don't have to worry about that. Where are the Israeli soldiers? Will it only be Americans who lose their lives? Trump just sent another 2,500 Marines to Iran to begin ground operations. This is crazy, man. Well, this is the world that we live in now, man. This is what we've chosen. I don't even know what to say, man. He said, respectfully, brother, we didn't. Y'all voted for this monster, but I get your point. I guess he's talking to somebody in the chat. We're all the same, though. Yeah, I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Kamala. I didn't vote for her either. But the United States military is there to defend us. But we don't need to be volunteering lives of American citizens. Just sending them to the Middle East, just send them over there and it's okay or it don't matter. That's a horrible thing to happen, man. That's a terrible thing to happen to anybody. Yep, weak men make hard times. Yep. They signed up to fight on behalf of the United States of America. It's all us. Yeah, and they can conscientiously object too. They can do that. Mexico, Canada, all of these countries. Our soldiers don't fight on the behalf of other countries. Religious zealots. I don't know about that. You might you might be a little late with that religious zealots because extremism. I'm looking at this Pete Hegseth dude. He's an extremist. He's an extremist. Trump's an extremist. Say religious zealots. We didn't used to be like that. We didn't used to be like that at all. He says a Marine vet totally put of line. I don't know what you mean. I stand with Israel 100%. What about America? Do you stand with America? Do you stand with America? Hold up. I'm interested. He got my interest. Right here. Do you stand with America 100% or just Israel 100%? He says, send Barron if your son, yep. He said, yeah, he didn't come back. And that's what I'm saying. You listen to these guys, they don't stand on nothing they say. They want to sacrifice your cousin, your son, your father, your husband, your family member, the guy at the church, maybe your professor, your teacher, the fireman in your community. They want to sacrifice those lives to protect the lives of foreigners. And that's just not right. And that's unacceptable. And I'm not going to live by that code. Netanyahu says he expected it to be a ground component. Okay, that's where you take, okay, we're going to fly our airplanes back. All right, we're going to head back to America. You can have it from here. Yeah, BB is not, you say you didn't vote for Trump. Technically, if you're an American, he's the American president. If you want to be honest, I mean, you could say that he's not yours. But I'll tell you who's not your president, Bibi Netanyahu. And he should not be in any position where he's making statements or determination who lives and who dies. If you're dealing with America, deal with your own troops. This is ridiculous, man. So that over 2,000 American casualties. Yeah, that's sad, ain't it? Yeah, I saw Trump in that military out. I think he posted that on Truth Social. I saw that. Yeah, they don't care. It's disrespectful to the family. It's very disrespectful to the family. It's disrespectful to the family of those fallen soldiers when they look at them as they're exposable and expendable. That's disrespectful. They want to die for what they believe in, what they held their hands up for, the country that they've served, the country they love. They want to go to Iran. You in Iran? They don't know anything about Iran. Where are the Israeli soldiers? Why aren't people advocating for them? What are we going to do? How are we going to accept this? Where are the Israeli soldiers? Why isn't anyone sending them there? And Netanyahu, he may as well be president. Listen to this.
Often said that you can't win, you can't do revolutions from the air. That is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not.
I don't want to know, but Americans shouldn't be a part of it. I don't care what you do with your ground component. I don't care what you do with them. Dress them up like Ronald McDonald, and give them Big Macs and send them all to Iran. That's your business. That doesn't even make sense. Why is he even talking like that, man? Them American troops. You're not the president. You're not even in the military. You're not in no official capacity to speak anything about what they should and shouldn't do. The hell is wrong with you? How dare you even talk like that? Those are American service members. How dare you cheapen their lives?
Component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
He's right. To finish the job, you need boots on the ground, but he's not talking about his own soldiers. There will be no IDF soldiers in Iran. He's talking about sending American soldiers.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. We can sit up in there are people out here right now enjoying this liberty, enjoying this sunshine, enjoying this country right now. And the Marines that are floating over there, they can't enjoy this. They got to be on call. They're going to training. They got to go to a foreign country and put their lives, risk their lives. We got a man, Bibi Netanyahu. This man, who elected him? I didn't vote for no Bibi. He's talking like he's the president.
Often said that you can't win, you can't do revolutions from the air. That is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty.
Who the hell is this guy to even make a statement about what American troops do? That's insane, man. Can you believe? No, I'm serious. Can you actually believe that? It's not your position to talk about what American troops are going to do. You have your own troop. He's got 200,000 military, 200,000 people. He has 500,000 reservists, and we know everybody serves over there, so he can expend that out to another 2 million. Because everybody's been through 2 years. You got to do 2 years of service in that country. So they're very familiar, and they can outback, and they can put them back. They could recall them and put them at war. There's no reason American service people should be over in Iran unless you have no respect for them, and also unless you feel like your soldiers are more valuable. You feel as though the American soldiers, they're expendable. My soldiers are more valuable. No, that's unacceptable. That's what Trump, you failed right there, brother. Well, there's so many other ways. But that's insane, man. And the people in the chat box, if you disagree with me, go to Canada or somewhere else. You don't love America. You don't love your country. No, you don't. You love Israel. You love Benjamin Netanyahu. You don't love America. if you think it's okay for American service members to go to Iran to defend Israel, and you got no problem while he keeps his fighting force safe within the borders of Israel, and you think that's okay, and you say you read something in the Bible, take your ass to Israel. You are a fucking traitor. Go to Israel. Go to Israel. Don't even come up. Just leave. Just leave. We should not be there, Miss Linda. We shouldn't. Isn't that sick, man? Isn't it sick that we, on this sunny Sunday in America, we got fellow Americans out there fighting and living that life, living on a ship, and the limitations and making all of their musters, and there is no amenities. Maybe many of them got their phones, some of them. And they're defending this country, and they're going without their freedom for us Americans. They're willing to risk their lives for us. What the hell does Bibi Netanyahu have to do with anything that's dealing with? I don't like that, man. Nobody voted for him. Nobody voted for him. When those bodies are returned, he's not going to be a part of it. Thank you. Thank you. People are listening to listen to this man. Listen to this man. This man acts like he's in charge.
Ground component as well.
Okay, that's where you take over.
But there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
He's right. To finish the job, you need boots on the ground, but he's not talking about his own soldiers. There will be no IDF soldiers in Iran. He's talking about sending American soldiers.
That's crazy, bro. That's absolutely insane. And we got people, we're looking at this Sunday, this beautiful sunny Sunday in America, you know, and we're enjoying all of the you got the March Madness. We're enjoying all of the spoils, but we don't forget about our service members who are defending us. Then I got to listen to this clown, Bibi Netanyahu. Who the hell are you to be discussed? No, man, no, unacceptable. You don't get to determine what we do. You say you needed some air support. Okay, we're giving you that. You want to send in ground troops? Get your boys up. Go wake them up. Go dress them out. Go dress them out. Let them go defend your interests. We got to pull out, man. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on with Trump. He's dividing the country. He's basically sending a sacrificial lamb group over there. He's sacrificing Marines so that he can appease Bibi Netanyahu. That's insane. I can't believe we're living in a world at this time like that. That's insane. That's insane. What's going on, man? What is going on with us? Come on, man. Come on. We voted for Trump. Well, I didn't vote for Trump was voted in office. Can you imagine if this was Kamala? Can you imagine if this was Kamala Harris? And she was sending American Marine Force to fight for a foreign country, India. How about that? India. She's from India, whatever, mixed. Well, can you imagine her saying, I'm gonna send 5,000 Marines to India? And the Indian army, the Indian people, you guys just sit back. You guys just sit back. Don't worry about it. I'm going to send American Marines over to fight in India while you sit back. Can you imagine if she did something like that and nobody's saying anything? That's what Trump just did. That's what Trump just did. I don't understand what's going on here, man. It's okay. Nobody have a problem with that. Everybody, so you Gucci with that. So you Gucci with that. You Gucci with American service members being sent to foreign countries while the boys, the war age, the fighting men of fighting age. Okay, now I finally got that out. While the men of fighting age take a step back, and American service members risk their lives for them. I am not okay with that. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. And no, that's not okay. Said because they Christians, so hold up, show me where it say that because they're Christians, they're supposed to die. Where it say, show me that. Somebody put that in there, put that scripture in there that says Christians have less value than Jews. Show me that. Where's TD Jakes when you need him? I love to ask him that question. Show me that. Says this is not what I voted for at all. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are saying. Because a lot of people who voted for Trump, remember Trump, he lied. Trump said no new war. Trump said no wars. Trump said he was the peace president. Trump made that point clear. People voted for Trump. They're looking at it now. They don't know what's going on. What's happening? They don't support this. What's happening to us? We need to get through this together, but no. If America's going to send 5,000 troops, you're going to send 20,000. And in fact, I want your troops ahead of the Americans. We know what the Americans going to do. They're going to sit in the cut. You going to go front. You're going to be going in all those villages. You're going to be stepping on all them landmines. You're going to be cutting through all of the booby traps. You're going to do it. And that's what you depend on your leader to do, man. And it's like we don't have that anymore. It's like we don't have that. Why would you think Americans are bulletproof? We always knew it would be ground troops. Yeah, your ground troops. It's just how cavalier he is with American life. It's unbelievable, man. It's literally unbelievable, man. I can't. It just like like they're drones or something. These are American people. We don't want to lose any of them. We had a clown in the chat box saying, so they're only going to lose a handful. What are you complaining about? And I said, well, why don't you go join? Why don't you go overseas and then you can be expendable? Yeah, absolute idiot. I'm a 74-year-old combat veteran in the Middle East. What are you doing? At 74, what are you doing? You trying to get back here? You trying to get a what happened? You spent all your money. You trying to you can't. You stuck. You too old, man. I think you too old to be a mercenary. That man say he a 75-year-old combat veteran in the Middle East. Do 74? What are you trying to do in the Middle East? Yeah. Yeah, you it's sad, but it's the truth. It's sad, but it's the truth. And this is the world that we live in, man. And as much as I disagree with it, to a certain degree, we got to accept it. And where's Trump? You know, we're dependent on our president to protect us. I cannot believe that he has no problem with BB shooting his mouth off like he's the president. He's the prime minister of Israel. I'll give him that. But he's in no position to even speak on American troops, as if it's okay to sacrifice them, and then try to give him some scripture as well. It says in Toulouse, it's okay. No, it's not okay. It is not. It's unacceptable. And this is disrespectful. Look, like the stream, man. We got the join link posted. Where's that 74-year-old veteran? I have no idea what that guy even meant by that. 74 years in the Middle East. You ain't fighting. You are. You fighting to stay alive. You ain't fighting. Hello? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what up, Plat?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to hop on and kind of like clarify or give a little bit more like context to what I was saying about the Democrats, using that same type of like rhetoric as far as fighting against.
Were we at war?
Were we at war?
Yeah.
No, not at the time.
Okay, well, that's you can't compare the two.
No, I'm not. I mean,
are we at war? We're in a conflict now, right?
Yeah, with another country.
We're sending United States troops to that country, right? To defend the interest of that country, right?
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. He's dividing the country at a time of war, brother.
No, I understand that. And I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm not saying that at all. That's why I hopped on.
Yeah, but what's the point? I'm saying what do you think about this?
Like, are you saying like, what's the point of bringing it up?
No, I'm trying to see. So you defending Trump on this?
No, I'm not. I even said I literally said I didn't vote for this. That's not what I voted for, so I'm not defending him.
Okay, so you voted for Trump.
Yeah.
But the way this stuff is turning, you don't support any of this. Okay.
Yeah, I don't support the war, but at the end of the day, like, we can't do anything about it. And obviously they made that apparent by not even, bringing it up to the public. There's one thing like Trump, he wasn't mandated to start a war. It's not like, we voted him in to do this. So that,
How you feel about Netanyahu speaking on troops? What the usage of American troops?
Yeah, no, that's what you've been saying about that is like your own point. It's facts. Like, he shouldn't be dictating American lives or American soldiers like they're his own soldiers. They didn't join the military. They didn't join the service to fight for him. They joined to fight for America and protect American lives and American soil.
Let me ask you this: do you think Bibi Netanyahu? And you don't have to answer. Just think about it. You think he looks at Americans? We already know about it. You think he looks at Americans as less than Israelis?
No, I don't think it's that. I don't think like it's like a point of him how he values American life. I just think Israel has a chokehold on our government, on our leaders, because I think that kind of goes into the whole Epstein files and everything, because I feel a lot of people say Epstein was pretty much like a spy for Israel, and that's why he took so many pictures. Like what he has like a million photos,
Uh-huh.
of like all of these very elite, high up, prestige people of them doing, you know, questionable things with minors or any, they're just doing all this crazy stuff.
Now,
And I feel like that,
have you read the Talmud? I think it's the Torah and the Talmud. Have you read those books? Those are Jewish. Well, I haven't read the whole thing, but do you understand
yeah.
those?
I
Do
mean,
you know that that's in those books?
what is in those books?
Yeah, I don't know how to say it on here.
Mhm.
Things dealing with kids, and I'll stop right there.
Okay. Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. There you go. Go look them up. Go look them up on your own. We're not gonna get into that over here.
No,
But
I
it's animal sacrifices, all types of stuff, man.
all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I think that's the only thing that can really explain why we ride for Israel. So not we, but the our leaders, why they ride for Israel so hard, is because they have all this dirt on them. Pretty much enough dirt to where they can take out all the elites, and then it'll literally just flip. The status quo. It'll literally just, I think it would just cause a revolution. It will like cause a cleanse, like a forced cleanse of getting all these people out of power. If that makes
What about Trump attacking Democrats at this moment when we're in this conflict?
About Democrats like attacking Trump?
No. What about Trump making statements on his Truth Social
Mhm.
saying that Democrats are the new enemy of America?
Right. No, that's crazy. And that's why I said like, the Democrats pretty much kind of said the same kind of thing when Trump was enacting ICE, when he was putting ICE, on the ground. Like they were kind of saying like, like fight against ICE. And that's how you saw like those people in Minnesota literally fighting against ICE, and they lost their life doing that, which is unfortunate. And so it's kind of like I'm not comparing it, like you say, like it doesn't compare because now we're at war. So he's like actually sending thousands of troops versus a handful of protesters. So yeah, it doesn't compare at all. But it's literally like kind of the same kind of language, same kind of rhetoric. It's like the left against the right. Now it's the right against the left.
No.
And it's just,
I've never seen a president divide the country the way Trump's dividing the country.
yeah.
Let's go back to Obama.
Mhm.
Obama, you know what? He didn't divide the country. He's black. So them people didn't like him because he's black. But he never divided the country. The way Trump doing this when we need to come together, of those 5,000 Marines, he don't know who's a Democrat. He don't know who's a liberal. He doesn't know that.
Yeah, I think when you put on that, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, they're Americans, and they don't understand that.
Yeah, when you put on that uniform, like that doesn't matter. Like, your political views doesn't matter. You're fighting for.
And Southern Miss, the Democrats attack Trump. No, they don't. What you call attack is when someone says, "Hey, President Trump, don't let Benjamin act like he's in control of those American sailors. They didn't join for him. Oh, you attacking Trump." What do you say? And then Trump comes out of nowhere and says Democrats are the enemy or liberals are the enemy of America. Where did that come from? There's half of the country didn't vote for you. So you don't like half the country? You see what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. And then he said, attacking Trump. Everybody thinking about Trump, but they don't want those. Man, that could be your cousin. That could be your uncle, your nephew, your friend from the fire station, the guy you work with. And Netanyahu's talking about what he's going to do with them. And you cool with that? See, I don't know. Some of you guys, y'all brainwashed, bro. Southern Miss, y'all are brainwashed. You brainwashed.
So
You brainwashed. You brainwashed. You guys are brainwashed. Southern Miss, you are brainwashed. Just brainwashed, man. Do you think it's okay for Benjamin Netanyahu to be talking about troop assignments Those are Americans. While he protects his own sailors.
You know, he protects his own, and then he's literally bombing his neighbors and trying to silence media in Lebanon. That's pretty insane.
Yeah,
Literally
got the
bombing reporters in Lebanon.
he got the power to do it. It makes sense. Why not send somebody else people out there first? Put them on the line. Save his people for later.
But that's the wrong thing to do, brother.
I mean,
in our eyes, yeah, in our perspective, it's the wrong thing. And from his point of view, it's like it makes perfect sense, you know.
Yeah, we gonna conserve ours over here. We gonna wait for later. We gonna let all yours get knocked out. And if it ever get too serious, I got the real soldiers. Who y'all see out there who ain't really surviving? Those are my throwaways. The ones that's gonna really step for me. I still got them hidden.
Tabor, who do you support? Do you support Trump?
I live in America. I support what they got going on.
Okay, did you vote?
I don't have a choice.
Did you vote for him?
I don't vote.
But if you had a choice between a Democrat, Republican, which one would you support?
I wouldn't vote.
Okay, so you think it's okay that Netanyahu is basically running Trump? It's okay for that, right? To you, because hold up, no, you said he got the power. So you think it's okay because he got the power?
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he have the power, so he go do what he go do. As far as Democrats or Republican or who to vote for, I already know they go play in my face. Even if I wasn't black, they play in everybody's face. To be a politician is to lie to the public. At some point, you're gonna have to go against what you said. You can't stand on everything that got you in the office. It almost never happens. Things never get done, and people know this. And they still will pick the lesser of two evils to put in office, and then you be mad at how they end up moving. Like you knew they was gonna do that. History showed you that. That goes for anybody, however you feel. I'm in America, so I ain't got no choice. If they fighting for whatever they fighting for, I ain't nothing I can do about it because I'm not military. I can have an opinion, but I'd rather be at home, like you said earlier, with these amenities that America has. I'm driving around state from state now. Ain't nobody stopping me on no checkpoints.
Are you guys familiar with a company called Palantir and their CEO, Alex Karp?
Nah,
isn't that what's his name?
The CEO?
No. Isn't that what's his name? The guy who backed JD Vance.
Peter Thiel.
Yeah, isn't that him?
He was like one of the founders of it.
Okay.
He was one of the founders. But Alex Karp, the CEO, he basically said like it really doesn't matter if he agrees with the war or not. His stance is supporting American troops. So he's going to do whatever he can to make sure American troops' lives are protected, pretty much.
And that's only do so much.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. I think that's how we should really be. Is it's like, hey man, like we really can't do anything about whether them going into war or not, but at least we can support our troops, you know, whether that's through prayer or, you know, whatever we can do in our own control. So it's at the end of the day, it's just America first.
America first, whatever that may look like.
Because they can bring it here pretty much, and once it's here, it doesn't matter Democrat, Republican, because they're here to kill us. Or I don't even want to excuse my language, Platt. They're here to, you know, cause harm to us. So
take us out. Whatever
yeah. So if
they're gonna take.
Yeah, so I think that's the stance we should have is like, you know, we can't really control what they do, but we can control supporting our own. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I got you on that, but man, I have a problem with all of this stuff, whether politicians lie or not. Do we even have a leader? Because I mean, Netanyahu, he's talking like he's the president. And he's also saying it like my troops, something might happen to one of my troops. So we're not going over there, but we'll send Americans over there. And we knew we was going to need ground troops. What do you mean you knew that? Well, send your own people. We don't have to. We're going to send Americans. The Americans will risk their lives.
Protect our own first. They protecting their own.
And it's crazy. Like people are saying, if you're saying America first means you're saying white people first, but are we not American? If you were born and raised in America, are you not American? So
No,
it
no,
really
no.
doesn't matter if you're white, black, yellow,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's
I don't
it's
know who said that. I don't know who said
It's just
that.
just people in the chat be saying some crazy shit.
America first is what you should be. Listen, as far as the bigots and the racists, they're gonna be that anyhow.
Yeah.
But when you say America first, and see, that's the whole point. We used to be able to come together when we had a common cause. As far as what your individual, the way you feel, way you think, that was called your freedom.
Mhm.
You were free to live the way you wanted to. If you want to go live in the mountains, if you want to go live any kind of way you want, you could do it. And I think Trump is really messing that up because those service people, they need a leader. They need to look up to somebody. You can't tell me all of a sudden they got to look up to Benjamin Netanyahu.
So because the troops are over there, he basically in charge of them because he on their land.
No, he's never in charge of American troops.
But you said he was speaking on it. He shouldn't be speaking
No,
on it.
he
about
shouldn't
who's
be.
going first.
No, he shouldn't be speaking on it.
So if you send a group, let's say you in charge, you send a group of people to go help somebody out, you think you would be still in charge in a sense, like overall on somebody else's land?
Well, he's sending them to Iran. He's not sending them to Israel.
I mean, either way, I'm just saying, just a way you send it.
He don't even run his own military, man. Man don't run no military. He's got generals and people in charge of his military. That's what I'm saying. He don't run. He's sitting down with a helmet on. Who the hell is he to talk about the Americans, what they do?
But can he make a final decision? Because
I hope not.
Having a manager, a supervisor, a CEO, a COO, there's somebody that can make a final decision. Or even if they made a decision, they can go. There's somebody over there that can go back and say, "Nah, we ain't gonna do that."
Okay. Can Trump? He got 170. He's got 170,000 fighting force, right? They don't split it up. They call them all the IDS, Israeli Defense Services, right? He got 170. Can Trump reach into there and say, "Hey, give me 20,000 Israeli soldiers. I'm going to send those 20 to Cuba. We're going to send you some Americans." Then why is he doing it to us?
Because this is bigger than anything that we can imagine as far as how this going to play out. Even though it's a war to us, them boys having backroom conversations. That's just what I believe. There's a lot of money to be made on this situation. It don't matter who got to go. There's money to be made. America's always been like that. It has done wrong to its own people. That's why people can come here and get resources over the people that been here paying taxes and they just having a hard time. But a random stranger can hop off a boat and get all kind of services.
Mm-hmm.
That's America. It's a money situation. A lot of money is being moved. No matter what, money is getting moved. I can't say it's right or I can't say it's wrong. They just go do what they do.
No, my bad, bro. I wasn't laughing at you. I was reading the comments.
I'm America first. The chat box. I'm America first.
Yeah, I'm
definitely. Let me say this to these people too, because they kill me with this. Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna do that because then you're gonna get mad and all of that.
Might as well get them mad because it sounds like you got something on your mind. You might as well let them. They in your chat. You feel what I'm saying? They can't even hop up and voice an opinion.
I got you.
I think they want us to be like saying B1, a bunch of B1s in the chat, which obviously
you can be B1, but I don't know what that has to do with America first. America first is about the protection of this country.
It's everybody. It's everybody here, man.
Yeah, when you say B1, that's more or less you saying that the needs of black people are the most important things as far as shopping black, supporting black. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, but black people don't move like that. It sounds
well. You're right. I'm glad you said that. Well, I wish they would practice what they preach, because this ain't America first ain't got nothing to do with B1. B1 is a completely different thing, and America first is about America, not Israel or
Yeah.
not any of these other countries.
They start dropping those hypersonic missiles on us. That B1 is going to go out the window, man. It's going to be whoever's next to you that has the means of protection. You're going to want to rock with them. So
yeah, and it wouldn't be a thing, because if it was a thing, if it was B1, right, that would mean the richest black people in America wouldn't be, or most of the richest black people in America are entertainers. If they ain't entertaining you, you ain't rocking with them. They got some cats online, they got some real things going on, but you ain't sharing their content. You sharing the contents of people that's outside being goofy. So I get the whole concept of it, but that's the situation, and I hear you. It sounds good.
Who's doing that? You saying
but
B1?
at the end of the day,
hold up. You saying the B1
B1
community is sharing goofy content?
Yeah, like right now we talking about something honest. Like we having a real conversation about our country. It ain't a whole lot of people that's gonna have this conversation, because they got people to appease to, so they entertaining. They talking about a whole bunch of goofy things online. They ain't worried about the war. They getting their money. And most people ain't at B1s, right? I'm black too, right? They ain't supporting that. They not supporting their local community. They'll support a person they don't know before they support somebody they do know trying to do something.
But that ain't even B1 though. That's black people. I'm saying that ain't the B1 community. That's just black people. They'll help out someone they don't know because something they know you, they don't want to help you.
I know. That's what I mean. So B1 sound good until you sitting down and be like, why you ain't never came and got your hair cut with me? You ain't got no barber you go to. I'm right here on the same side of town as you. You go to the other side to go get your hair cut. I got some history with you. We partners. That's like your homegirl do hair. You don't let her do your hair, but you'll go to somebody you don't know. I ain't saying for what she don't do. I'm saying for what you know she does. You don't want to spend your bread with her.
Well,
come on, man.
America First and B1 are two different things. So, Benjamin Netanyahu is wrong. He's also disrespectful to even be commenting on American troops, troop movements, etc. That's really none of his concern. And it's sad to see this man from this rock pile almost guiding America. It's sad to see that, man. I can't believe what's going on, man. Didn't nobody vote for no Bibi Netanyahu to be president? And I saw Trump pulled the man chair up. Maybe he is low-key the president.
I mean, he the president over there. He got some power over there. He can make cats move. I mean, I can say, even if you live over there, if you don't like how dude is moving, just move away. But we know that ain't really an option for most of them. They ain't even got that. They can't make money like that. I'm talking about over there.
Who gonna move away?
Over there. Like, if the dudes don't like how they move, that's what I'm saying. Like,
they should hold up. So they should just who should leave?
The people that don't like what he over there doing. Just leave.
So if you don't like what he doing, just get on up.
What you gonna be in the street fighting for? When there's a person that can pull up on you with more power and knock you out or put you in jail.
You make certain comparisons, but you got to understand it's a little bit different.
Why? Because it's war?
Well, no, you got to understand the history of those countries, and you're saying something if only it was that easy, but it's not that easy.
I mean, it could be. Life is fair. As you get older, you realize life is just fairly simple. Either you rocking with someone, you not.
So if you was a Marine going to Iran, you gonna do as you told to do. If Benjamin Netanyahu tells you to go up that hill, you gonna go up that hill.
I mean, I gotta know why I'm listening to him. Like, why is he in charge? I'm
you
on his land.
Okay,
so I'm on his land. So right, if I'm on his land and in his area, clearly there's some things going on. So if they telling me we gotta follow this order,
you know what? He might claim that land. That's not his land. That's in Iran.
Yeah,
but that don't mean he don't claim it though. He might tell you that's his land. He might show you some down of the books and he tell you, but when you get through talking, you'll think that he owns Iran.
Whatever my superiors
Platinum, you
tell me to
crazy,
do,
man.
I got two choices. Either I go earn the paycheck that I got, right, and the resources that I'm gonna have when I get home or whenever I can tap into them. Either I'm gonna earn them or I'm not gonna earn them. And I can go over there with an attitude like I don't have to do something, but I'm already over there. I'll be lucky to make it home. Because they can put us all who chose not to do something or go to war on the plane, and the plane never make it back to America.
Go ahead,
I'm just saying, man.
JR.
I'm just trying to be realistic, man.
I'm listening, brother. Go ahead, JR.
Yeah, in my opinion, man, I think look, BB making this request to put to put American troops on the ground in Iran, that's utterly ridiculous. I agree with you, Platt. Look, it should be the IDF. If you want troops on the ground in that area, that region, put your own troops on the ground first. And if you need backup, we could strategically figure out like how to back you up. But look, I think the show of force that the U.S. is putting forward, I think it's more so of like a like cat and dog or a situation. Like we're putting up a show of force, and we're trying to entice Iran to like, okay, we want you to strike on this force so we can have a full reason to say we're putting, troops on the ground and we're gonna go in and fight that way, right? Because look, we've already reportedly hit 7,000 targets over there, and still like the objectives of whatever our administration are claiming seem to be unmet, right? So 7,000 targets hit in that area. What's the objective, right? So the initial supreme leader was taken out. Okay, so they put somebody else in place, and they're still functioning as a coalition over there within Iran. They're still functioning. They still have all their strategic allies. They have the Kurds. They have other entities outside of Iran still intact and in play, and they're utilizing those forces to strike on other targets within the Middle East. So we're hitting 7,000 targets, but it's like to no end. We can hit 10,000 targets, and if they're still able to send off, 2 drones a day and strike a target in Saudi Arabia or hit a target in Israel, then what objectives are we trying to complete as an American fighting force? Because obviously, look, their drone strikes have slowed down, but they haven't deceased. They haven't stopped. So if the objective is to have their drone strikes stop, then we haven't met that objective. Because they're going to still send off drones, regardless of the
But
fact.
we're not getting information, period, from Trump. He's not telling us the casualties. He's not telling us the damage. When they say what's going on, he says we're winning.
Yeah, that's on a need-to-know basis, though.
Yeah.
No,
The
you
last
gotta-
report I seen, there was upwards of about 300 soldiers, 300 American soldiers like injured in this conflict so far. It could be more, but what's being reported or whatever, what I read from an article it was roughly around 300 or so. But it could be way more. Who knows?
He says Trump simply lies half the time, and that's bad to be a war president. What about this thing when they're there for about a month? All of this social media, all this stuff. Who knows they can even have that? They're on the ground, and they're fighting for America. We know they're fighting for it. But how does a president who lies half the time, how's they going to comfort them? How's it going to comfort them saying, hey, I'm looking out for you guys. I'm going to make sure, we're fighters. I'm going to make sure you guys are taken care of. I'm going to give you all the support. But if he lies all the time, how are you going to believe him?
And they got people in the chat room that get up every day and lie to themselves and go to that job they swear they hate.
And then you got a president that's letting another leader literally take his command. It's ridiculous, man.
Let me ask you.
That's just absurd, man. He has another foreign leader talking like, hey, I knew we was going to need some ground troops. And it's like, what about your troops? You got 170,000. And everybody got to do a 2-year commitment. Why don't you take 20,000, activate them, and send their asses over there? No, I'm going to send a Marines over there. Why don't you send your people? No, my people are too valuable. And we got a president that's accepting that? That's unacceptable. And if you're the president, there's no way you even accept. If he so much even says something like that about you, you pull out of this. Man, are you nuts? My troops are not expendable. Well, we know that ain't gonna happen, huh?
Yeah, because we know they're expendable. Everybody knows that.
That's crazy, man.
We see it in real time now because of social media. If social media wasn't around, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Are they expendable, Tabor?
Yes, they are. Everybody is. The same way everybody is at their job. That's why they can replace you. If 100,000 troops leaving out in the next 5 to 10
let me ask you this. Is it right or wrong to do that?
It depends on who you ask.
But Netanyahu to use American troops to protect his troops, is that right or wrong?
It would be right because we own their chessboard. And our people will be the pawns. And his people will be higher up because we're in their area. And you can't tell me America don't have some type of stake in the fight on the back end. Because if they win, then they will be getting a piece of something, even if we don't know what that is. There's a reason why they fighting. And there's a reason why so many over there. And we ain't just backing down from it.
I don't know what to say. I think it's wrong, but you don't think it's wrong. And so you got no problem with it, right?
Because I wouldn't have a problem with
you
with
keep
my boss.
saying, hold on, you keep saying they're not on Israel, they're in Iran. They don't, it doesn't matter what he's doing in Israel. They have a job to do where they position them. He doesn't run his own military. How is he going to run the United States military?
But if that's why I asked you earlier. What is he in charge of?
He's the prime minister of Israel.
Because
they got leaders, they got people who do all of that.
And they all know each other.
No.
They all got to know each other. They too close. You don't think they know each other?
In Israel, he probably does know. Well, it has nothing to do with America, though.
Has everything
We're
to do
just
with
different. We different. We different, Tabor. I mean, and there's nothing wrong. You can like Trump. Ain't nothing wrong with Trump. To me, that makes Trump look.
It ain't about me liking Trump.
That makes Trump look weak. I mean, you letting another foreign leader talk like he run the country. Man, I know that y'all cool, but that's insane, brother. And the fact that Tabor, he can't even understand, or he don't even understand where I'm going. That's what I mean. That's insane. Man, that's wrong. That's disrespectful. And Trump don't run no Israel. Trump can't go over there and say, give me 20,000 troops. I'm finna send them to Cuba. That man wouldn't do no shit like that.
And I get that. But when you start talking about power, you can really do what you want. Ain't nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop their boss from not firing them. You replaceable. Everybody's replaceable. We all know that. And as a man, for sure, you know that. You didn't work hard for a company for 20 years. And they'll fire you for somebody that's more vibrant and bushy-eyed, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to come in and take half your pay and do the same job
do you think American lives are worth less than Israeli lives?
It depends on where you at on the food chain.
That's a yes or no question, bro.
No,
man, it depends on
where
no,
hold on, JR. Let him answer. Go ahead.
It's not a yes or no question, because certain people's lives are gonna be worth more. If you high ranking, if your family put in work 50 years ago to tap in with the right people, your life ain't worth the same as somebody like myself. You work
Okay,
more.
so let me ask you this: American Marines, right, versus Jewish service members, right? IDF force, pound for pound, who is more valuable? What do you think?
It depends on what they are fighting for.
No. What about the Bible? The Bible said they're the chosen people. So what do you think?
Man, listen, the Bible and slavery, that's a whole different conversation. Right now we talking biblical. When you talking over men don't listen to the Bible.
Okay,
like
well
that.
then, okay, if we don't go by that, then what are we going by to say that they're more valuable? Because that's why I'm just confused.
The reason why I'm telling you that they're more valuable is because people are already in place. They got people that get power because of who their people were. And the people at the bottom, like, you really wouldn't be worth nothing. So the Marines that go over there are the service members from America that go over there, right? That's on the ground. They're not as valuable. That's why they don't care if they lose their life. It's history.
Would you like to go over there in their place?
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go because I wouldn't sign up for the military. I told you the story with my father. He went to the military. He got all of the amenities for me. Whatever he got for military, and it was granted to me later on in life as a grown man and as a kid, I got what I was supposed to got. He went to war for me, so I won't have to go.
Okay, brother. Hold on. We got a new person up here. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, bro. Glad for the content, man. I like the dialogue, bro. Even if we...
Hold on. I'm sorry. What you say?
I said I'm glad for the show. Can you hear me now? My reception's horrible, bro.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say thanks for the outlet today, man.
Okay.
It's a must need. I just don't, and forgive me if I start to get off track here, but if we're talking about a foreign president trying to come into the United States, like forcing themselves upon us, if I'm not mistaken, Zelensky tried that, and we told him pretty much no, like that was Biden's war, not our war. Okay. So, I'm just curious to figure out how is it, and don't get me wrong, we shouldn't be involved in anything right now unless we have some type of formidable gain to us, because right now we're getting more plastered as far as a PR hit than we are trying to get something in return. But my thing is, if we're still helping Ukraine now, why the hell are we still helping them if that's something from the past administration?
Because they're still being attacked.
What was that?
Because they're still being attacked by Russia.
Okay, so then we should have a dog in that fight, even though we don't really have a dog in that fight.
It depends. It's a new administration.
Oh, now it depends. I'm just saying, it just sounds hypocritical to complain about the war now, but you're not complaining about the war that's been taking money from us the past 6 years.
Complaining about the Iranian war. That's the one
I don't know. It kind of sounds like you are.
You're complaining about the Ukraine war.
Yeah, because people get selective amnesia. We're suffering now because of that. That money we had was because of that, and now we don't have money.
Are there ground troops in the Ukraine?
Oh, not right now because we have a shifted focus. We pretty much went to where?
So that would
Venezuela, Cuba, Iran, the Congo.
Wait a minute,
I don't know where else we've been, but we've been spreading ourselves thin, trying to help other people.
I'm following you, but you keep trying to make your point. Listen, I got it. Ukraine. There are no ground troops in Ukraine.
No, I'm just saying we go to help everybody else, but now, I'm saying we're the bad guy.
How are we the bad guy?
No, I'm saying you're making it seem like we're the bad guy for trying to be involved in all these different things, but imagine if we weren't.
When did I do that?
What do you mean when? It just sounds like you're pretty much saying that the reason we have people over there is because it's one-sided Israel, and pretty much everything that's happened since World War I has been based upon that, but nobody had a complaint when World War I. When World War I happened, nobody had complaints. And it was the same players. So I'm just saying, it just sounds hypocritical to complain now when it was okay in World War I.
I have no idea what you're talking about, brother.
And maybe you should do research then, my friend.
I'm talking about American troops.
Exactly. American troops were involved in World War I, trying to liberate who?
Putting boots on the ground in a foreign country, and I'm talking about Bibi Netanyahu acting as though they're expendable, as if his troops.
Bro, war is war. Everybody who signed up for war knows what time it is. Everybody, unfortunately, is expendable when they go to war. You know what you're signing up for. Okay, I don't understand the disconnect here.
Okay, everybody is.
Am I wrong for that? I mean, soldiers sign up for what? To have a vacation?
I want to get some clarity. So
to get lobster and steak, that's all they sign up for?
Why doesn't he send his own troops since we're all expendable?
Well, then maybe that's a question we need to start asking ourselves. Why is NATO even NATO? Why is NATO even invented?
Brother.
That's what I'm saying. Those are the conversations you need to have. Just can't be bashing one side when the other side has done more dirt.
No, because all of that, that's just, I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
Well, maybe you should do research then, and you'll know.
I like NATO. Hold on. I like NATO. I like NATO. But I'm not coming up here and talking about NATO.
Yeah.
Well, you need to ask yourself about NATO. If you don't think we're in the mess we're in now, where the hell's NATO? We've been giving them money too, right? I'm just saying, I don't educate myself on everything, but sometimes we need to educate ourselves on some things.
All right, so you said, where was NATO? Okay, so during the last conflict that took 2 decades, right? The war in Afghanistan and Iraq, right?
That Biden pulled out of and left all our stuff over there. Yeah, that one.
2 decades, right? 2 decades. So that's where NATO was, right? NATO was with us. You know how many coalition forces were fighting in that war?
Yeah, and it's funny now because the Taliban is pretty much protecting our asses now with the Houthis. It's funny as hell how that works out.
Hold on, brother. So you asked where NATO was. NATO was right there with us, shoulder to shoulder for 2 decades, right? So now that we're going to a war that was not brought to Congress, right? It wasn't brought to Congress. So people can make an informed decision.
But Obama didn't do the same thing in 2011 when he invaded Syria.
Hold on, brother. So
did he get permission from Congress that time?
It was not brought to Congress, right? And then on top of that, it wasn't brought to the UN.
Just like Obama did.
Oh, okay. But did Obama ask for NATO support when he went into Syria? Did he or did he not?
He didn't need support when he was scamming people in California, Minnesota, and New York, and now you're seeing it. His buddy who ran for president and became president pretty much milked all our free.
That's the question. That's the question.
Hold on. I'm gonna give him one more shot. Listen, do you want to have
you want to give me one more shot? You act like if I'm.
You want to have a discussion, or you just want to talk about Joe Biden and Obama? Because we're not talking about those subjects. Obama hadn't been in office in 12 years.
12 years.
Brother, do you want to have a real discussion?
No, but you're not realizing before is what caused now. If the borders are open now and we're getting sleeper cells, whose fault is that? Now or the past administration? That's a different conversation you don't want to have either.
Again, we went into Syria. We went into Syria. And did the current administration, when we went into Syria, did they ask for NATO support? And you know why they did not ask for NATO support? Because NATO is a defense force. It's not an attack force. It's a defense force. So what would NATO be defending at this point? What are they defending?
Invested interest. What do you think that the freaking all these? What are they getting now? They're getting escorted in the.
Hold on, sir. That's why NATO is not in this conflict, because there is nothing to defend.
Yeah, I think they're defending their bank accounts right now because now that the crap's hitting the fan and then the straits are getting escorts, all of a sudden now there's nobody to be found, but we're the ones trying to defend it.
That is the point of NATO. It's a defense force. That's the point of it. So understand what NATO is first.
Well, I don't understand where they're not right now. They're not nowhere to be found.
So for the president to ask where NATO is not helping us, yes, NATO is a defense force. So what would NATO be defending?
Well, let me ask you this. If the Netherlands have no dog in this fight either, why are they getting nuclear weapons if they're not involved?
Let me ask you a question.
Answer my question first before you do a question with a question. If NATO's not involved and they're not being defensive, why is Sweden getting nuclear weapons right now? Or do you not know about that either?
What is the point of asking for help if the objective is
So what's the point
unclear?
of getting nuclear weapons if you're not involved in this? And this is defense tactic of what you're saying,
What does that have to do with what we're talking about right now?
bro. We can't be doing questions on top of questions on top of questions. Sooner or later, you got to
No.
answer one.
What does that have to do with the conflict that's happening in Iran right now? What does that have to do with what we're talking about, sir? I'm gonna need
So
you to
you're
stay
telling me
on
right now
topic.
that if you have invested interest in oil, you wouldn't want to go defend it? I mean, we could do this all day, bro.
and invested interest in oil, defending it how? So 3 weeks ago, was there an issue in the Straits of Hormuz? There was no
Well, I don't know,
issue
man.
in
You're
the
telling me
Straits of
Hormuz, but I
Hormuz 3
was
weeks
told that
ago.
the defending was defending the people of Iran first and foremost before
there
oil.
was no issue in the Straits of Hormuz 3 weeks ago when you filled up your gas tank. Was there an issue?
I get
with you
that because
filling up
the
your
main
gas
purpose
tank?
was defending the people in Iran, and all of a sudden now the chessboard changed to the oil because that's where it's being defended.
Was your gas prices not $1 cheaper 3 weeks ago? So you're saying,
bro, my gas prices were cheap 4 years ago. I mean, what's the point?
So you're saying we're defending
Short-term pain for long-term gain, bro.
We are defending oil. That's what you said. We're defending oil when we
and liberating at the same time, the same way we did in Venezuela, which I don't see the Venezuelans complaining, or Cuba, which I'm pretty sure Cuba's waiting for us to liberate them. But you guys see it as an attack, like an attack on all the other sovereign nations.
Hold on. I want to hear your opinion about this right here, man. Just if it's let me do this right. Hold up, just help me out with this. You got a funny name, but you know what I'm talking about. Help me out. I don't know why you call yourself that, but here we go. Right.
But there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
He's right. To finish the job, you need boots on the ground, but he's not talking about his own soldiers. There will be no IDF soldiers in Iran. He's talking about sending American soldiers.
What do you think about that, Cap?
I don't know. I heard about the 82nd Infantry, like the Special Forces unit, got papers to be sent out. So I don't know if it's a deflection, a deterrent, but papers did get sent out. So there might be boots on the ground by tomorrow.
Okay, so you're comfortable with that?
Bro, I'm comfortable with people being protected. If you're telling me we can get in and get out without getting more lives killed and we still accomplish the mission, what's wrong with that? The same way we've been doing it in Venezuela, the same way we did it in Cuba, the same way we did it in Syria, Guyana, where else? In the Congo, not too long ago. Like,
wait a minute,
you think
brother.
we have invested interest to stay there?
I'm gonna ask you another question. The question I'm asking you is:
sometimes countries need to govern themselves. We can't help everybody all the time.
He has his own special force. He has all of that. He's got all his ground troops, weapons. He's got everything he needs. Why do Americans have to go the 82nd Airborne?
Okay, so what makes you think the IDF is not involved? The IDF has been blowing shit up that Trump is not in favor of, but you're saying that we're going in rogue when the IDF is going in rogue?
Well, you're right, because they're not telling the other.
Oh, finally I'm right. You give me something. Finally you gave me something. So the IDF is involved.
But why don't they do the ground troop thing then? Why don't they just do it on their own?
No. What you need to ask yourself is how is it the IDF is doing stuff behind everybody's back, but not in the UK of the US, and they're not getting reprimanded for it, but the only one reprimanding them is us. So make that make sense.
We're not reprimanding them. No, we're not.
All right, we'll find out tomorrow.
So you got no problem with those troops going and basically?
Bro, I got problem with war. I got problem with people dying, but I also have a problem with people trying to punk us. That needs to stop too. And that started with Biden and the borders open.
Hold on. Look like that's what Israel is doing.
No, bro, let me tell you right now, whatever Israel is going through right now, they're feeling the fury. But you see Trump stopping that? Sometimes you have, sometimes God works in mysterious ways. Not to say that I'm in favor of what's going on, but sometimes God don't like ugly. And that's not to say what's going on is right, but sometimes God takes care of things his own way. I'm not trying to make this a biblical battle or like a religious,
Do you have?
It's not even about that, bro. It's about right and wrong, not about left and right.
The chat got a question. They want to know, do you have Obama derangement syndrome?
No, I actually voted for Obama. How about that?
Okay, what about Joe Biden derangement syndrome?
Nah, I didn't vote for him, bro. That guy couldn't even find a locker inside of the White House, bro. If he wanted to get changed, that man would be like making circles forever, bro. Come on, you got duped into thinking a guy that had like pretty much Alzheimer's trying to be our president. How more deceiving is that? You're okay with that?
Right now, please.
No, I wasn't okay. The debate was horrible.
Okay,
no.
so we can meet halfway. We can meet halfway
Well, you
with
know
that.
what though? Once I saw the debate, a lot of stuff. If you go back over his time in charge, being the president, you can see what this guy probably. This wasn't even him. You know, maybe Kamala was running.
No, I agree with you. And if that's the case, that's also wrong too. Like, let me ask you guys a question. Instead of bashing what's going on now, instead of bashing what's going on now, who's gonna be the face of the Democratic Party?
You know what, bro? You know what? You're rude. Now, do you want to have a conversation or you want to be rude, bro?
I'm having a conversation. You just don't like the answers because it's not working in your favor.
No, you're interrupting.
All right, I'll stay quiet. Go ahead.
Look, at the end of the day, we're talking about this conflict. We don't care.
I am too. But you have to look at the past in order to see now.
We don't care who the Democrats run for office 3 years from now.
Well, that's a problem then. That's the problem you got now because you didn't care 4 years ago and we had to clean up the mess.
Well,
the borders are open. If the borders are open, if the borders are open, that's on the left. You got nobody else to blame but the left for acting senile and blind just because they wanted money in return in California, New York, and Minnesota.
Are you American?
Bro, I live in Miami, of course. And Miami's like a third world country. So, bro, I'm done with all type of stuff down here, bro. Like, Miami's a different animal. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. It used to be New York, but now New York is unidentified right now. You can't even recognize New York.
Your ethnic background, sir?
I just told you, bro. Puerto Rican.
Okay, he's Puerto Rican. And anything else? Just straight Puerto Rican?
Yeah, why? You got a problem with Bad Bunny too now?
I don't listen to Bad Bunny. I'm saying, so you 100% Puerto Rican or you what?
I mean, bro, if I'm born in the United States, that's pretty much what I'm like, gringo Spanglish kind of ish, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Well, no, you were saying coming in and out the border, it's like they tend to have a problem with you. You're complaining about borders.
They're having a problem about me when the U.S. they are part of the U.S.
No, they tend to have a problem with you, brother. You speaking, it's already in ICE. If I was working for ICE, I could pull you over. You speak Spanish. I don't know what you are. I don't look at you as an American. You got to prove that you're an American. And you be getting pulled over a lot, brother.
Yeah, I do. And I'm still here talking on the phone with you. So imagine if they pull me over. I'll be rich. I ain't the one, bro. Come on. I'm not the one. Don't do that.
How many times have you been harassed?
Bro, I've been harassed since I was a teenager. Doesn't mean I can't keep going in life and stop complaining.
Facts. There's that.
Oh, okay. You got
That's
no problem,
man. That's the problem right now. Opening the borders wussified this country, bro. That's what fucking happened. Oh, sorry for cursing. Sorry.
I don't agree with that, but you certainly got a right to your opinion.
I'm just saying, am I wrong? Am I far-fetched for that, bro? But look at the world 6 years compared to now. You think now is more better now?
You're in Miami. I'm in a place, I don't know how long you've been there. I'm in a place where that really ain't a big deal. Illegals and stuff, that's not a big deal.
Well, trust me, bro, when you go through a job interview and you don't get what you got, even though you're educated enough to get it, and it doesn't matter what you know, it's who you know, then that's a problem.
So wait a minute. So when you go to a job, you're competing with illegals?
Yeah, bro. If I'm making more and I know I'm worth I know, right? If I know I'm worth my worth, you think I'm going to sell myself short? No, hell no, bro. Why am I going to sell myself short just because this dude don't understand English and he's getting paid less for it? That's the problem you need to figure out.
Hold that thought, okay? Let me ask you, JR.
What's going on, Platt?
When you go looking for employment, are you concerned that an illegal alien will be hired over you?
Absolutely not.
Interesting.
But what's the job, though?
Did you hear that? Kat?
I heard that. And I also told you I live in Miami. Miami's a different animal. I wish anybody would say that and move down here. Your perception would change in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I seriously doubt it. I
think it depends on.
I don't blame him. If anything, I envy him for not going through that headache. But trust me, it happens down here the same way people are profiled and there's a bunch of prejudice and racism. I believe in all that too, but doesn't mean I'm gonna freaking blast it all over the place.
Cap.
Sooner or later, I gotta do me. Sooner or later, you gotta do you.
you got to admit, Cap, your skill level, you don't really have any real high skills when it comes to the job market.
Meaning what?
You use your hands a lot, like you're a laborer.
I don't know, bro. I'm using my mouth right now, and I think my mouth is getting me far right now, too.
No. You pick stuff up. If I say, hey, go pick that wood up and stack it over there.
Yeah, I can pick up a phone, too, and do that.
No, that's your job skill, though. I'm saying you're going to be picking
I get that, but I can make my job skill way easier by picking up a phone and pressing a button.
You're complaining about illegals because you have failed yourself because you don't have a skill set. You're a laborer.
Bro, what are you talking about? I just told you what I went through. Doesn't mean I've gone through it still. What makes you think, bro? What makes you think just because I told you that I'm still stuck in the gutter, bro? Why would you think that?
Can I finish? I don't know. You might.
Yeah, go ahead, because I don't know where you're going right now. You're getting cooked, but nice try.
Well, hold up. You in Miami? What's way better than where I've been to Miami a couple of times. I can't afford to live there, but.
Nah, bro. If you come down, we'll take care of you, bro. We'll got those sports bars and all that bullshit, bro.
Well, I can't find a job, man. My skill set,
bro, don't worry about it, bro. I know somebody.
The illegals again.
How about that? Don't worry, I know somebody. How you like that?
No. I'm
yeah,
serious,
right.
no.
Yeah, it don't feel good, right?
Cap. Cap. The truth is, you got to have some type of higher learning. You can't.
Of course, bro. You got to have a bachelor's. You got to have some type of doctorate. I agree with you on that, bro. And if you don't have it, you're gonna be shortchanged.
You are losing jobs to illegal migrants, and you got a degree.
Ain't that a shame, bro? Ain't that a shame, huh? That's a shame, right?
Is that true?
That's a shame, bro. Bro, you're making it seem like I'm the only one that goes through it. Look, I'm not going to harp on that because it seems you just got shocked by reality. But let's focus on the topic at hand, bro. You're talking about why Israel's getting the free pass, which I don't agree with. But at the same time, they didn't have no problem when we were doing it in World War I. Anybody?
Yeah, we actually have lives.
Oh, now you got lies, right? Okay, I get you. Now you got lies, right?
We don't have time to study what happened in World War I.
Well, maybe we do when we get into a debate about geopolitics, bro.
We are talking about geopolitics, and we're talking about American troops going to a foreign land and losing their lives.
Look, I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro, and I love the platform. I hope you guys do this more every week. But what got me up here is when I heard America first. And the past 6 years has been beyond America first. I haven't even been close to America first. So now they complain about America first now after the damage is done? That's hypocrite island, bro. That's hypocrite island. Because if the sleeper cells start getting in here, I'm gonna say it from the jump. You ain't got nobody to blame but the past regime.
So you're saying if a sleeper cell attacks America now, you don't care about the damage and all of the problems.
Of course, I'll be there picking it up. Not you.
No. You just want to whine and try to blame Biden. That's what you just said.
Multitask. I can pick up rocks off the floor too and make the call to have somebody help me out.
Hold on,
if you really care about America first, you get off your lazy ass and off the phone and off the computer and do something.
There you go. So you gonna go join?
Join what? I'm 48, bro. I'm not gonna work.
Oh, well, you can do it. You could be a maritime worker in the strait.
I could do that. You're right.
Why don't you do it?
Why don't you do it?
Well, you're the one that's making a big deal about it. Why don't you go over there right now and say, hey, I'm an able body. Give me ropes.
How about this? I'll go if you go with me. How about that?
Hold up. Give me a paintbrush.
No. Hold up. None. If I go, you go with me. How about that?
Give me something to scrape the barnacles off the ships. And
don't worry.
Hold up. You can pay me in ruffles or whatever the emos, whatever the currency.
Gold, bro. Gold. It's about gold, bro.
And you get to stay in a run, man. Hey.
Bro, you can come with me, bro. You can be Shotgun. I could be Maverick. You could be Goose. Now you're thinking about it, huh? You don't like on the shoes on the other foot.
No, well, actually, I served.
Thank you for your service, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You never did, so it's a difference. What is that? How come you're not in Puerto Rico, man?
Hello?
How come you're not in Puerto Rico?
Mic check. 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how come you're not in Puerto Rico?
Bro, because I got my family down here, bro. I got 2 elderly parents that are 84 years old, and they need me now more than ever because my siblings are up north, bro. So you got to take one for the team. That's what it's about, bro. When you don't have something and somebody has something, you got to be able to have that blessing with somebody else. And unfortunately, my family doesn't have it right now, but I do.
Well, let me ask you a question, man. Now you married, right?
I mean, does that even matter?
Just I don't, know. Y'all tell me who it is. I'm just curious because
Well, I'm curious too. Are you married?
Oh, I'm single.
Oh,
Are you married?
I refuse to indulge that information.
Oh, okay. Because
I think I have that right as an American.
We had a guy up here a couple of days ago. He was Puerto Rican and he was married to a white woman. And he sounded just like you. He don't sound like you're the same guy.
What do you mean just like me? You making it seem like just like me is a bad thing.
No, he was talking the way you were talking, and I felt
what's wrong with the way I'm talking?
I felt the white cooch.
That's what you felt? That's what you felt?
I felt
the same thing when you didn't want to answer about going to... I felt the same thing when you didn't want to...
I felt white cooch was the big thing that was driving him so hard into the conservative party.
No, he didn't want to go. All of a sudden now he's feeling white cooch.
No, I'm saying, so I'm figuring that maybe I don't know. I'm just asking.
That's the problem. You don't know. I hear a lot of you. I don't know. Maybe you should know.
Is that why you're bringing up World War I and all of that?
Bro, I'm bringing that up because it's a good point. You're complaining about the Jewish now, which I get. You guys have that case, but you didn't have a problem when it was World War I and they were getting liberated. And you stay quiet for another, I don't know, you're doing the same thing now.
Sir, I mean, I don't think any of us were born during World War I. So
it don't matter, bro. That's what I'm saying. If you want to educate yourself on geopolitics, you got to go back in the past.
Hold on. Why would we complain about something that we were not born? We were not born.
Because it's Sunday. We're on a podcast. So that's what you do on a debate podcast forum.
So you're asking me to complain about
If you don't have a rebuttal, I don't know what to tell you, bro. But you're on a podcast where it's debating. Debating is part of the debate process, part of the podcast.
And none of us were born in that time frame.
And that's a personal problem. I don't know what to tell you, but pick up a book. There's a library.
Okay.
You got Wikipedia. You got Google, bro.
I'm very
I don't know how to help you, bro. I don't know how to help
you. I'm very well versed in war. I'm very well versed in tactics. I'm very well versed in strategic war.
So then what's the next strategy for tomorrow after the 48-hour rule is up? What's going to happen then? If you're so educated about strategic tactics, what's going to happen tomorrow? That's what I want to know.
So the question I'm asking you is...
There's a lot of asking questions on top of questions, but nobody wants to answer questions.
Currently, the current situation that's going on and the question that was posed by Platinum...
Bro, there was like 17 questions in like a span of a minute, bro.
No. If you look at the thumbnail has...
I'm on the phone walking around in the grass, bro. I'm not looking at no thumbnail, bro. I'm going by what you're saying, so I trust what you're saying.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm asking you the question. So do you have an issue with Benjamin Netanyahu asking for troops or dictating, saying, well, we always knew there were going to be a need for ground troops, but unwilling to put the IDF ground troops?
How do you know they're not willing to put IDF? That's what I want to know. That's my question. How do you know IDF is not getting involved? How do you know if IDF is not being the front leaders to this and everybody else is standing by? How do you not know? How do you know that? How do you not know or do know that?
He said they're not.
Okay, he also said he wasn't going to bomb Palestine, and what happened there? That's what I'm saying. You can't trust nobody, bro. Like, I don't have a dog in this fight, but when you make comments like that, what do you expect in return?
Why do you assume that he's going to put them there when he's asking Marines to come there? And that is 82nd Airborne. He's asking all these Americans to come there. He's got 170,000.
No, they're asking for NATO. Get that correct. That's why I brought up NATO. But now you understand why I brought up NATO.
America sending him more troops.
You're catching up. You're getting there.
He's got his own troops. Why didn't he use his own troops? You haven't. Hold up. You've been talking for 15 minutes, and you've yet to been explained.
And you've been talking for 12 on top of the 15. What's your point?
You're yet to explain to me.
It sounds like. That's the dumbest thing you can say. It's literally his show.
Yeah. I know. Hold up. He's yet to explain to me why Netanyahu should have access to American troops when he's got over 100,000 Israel troops. And I'm waiting. He's talking about World War II. Brother,
what are we doing?
Make your point.
Is the math not mathing with you? If you brought up all those numbers, why the hell do you think we're going to go defend somebody that has more numbers than us? Your math ain't mathing, bro.
I don't know. They're going
And
over
look,
there.
I respect the fact that you served, but right now you're not serving a
They're
purpose right now
hold
with
up,
fake
but
news, bro.
Wait a minute. They're going over there. They're sending those troops over there.
That's fine. You know what? They did the same thing in Ukraine, right? And they said Ukraine wasn't getting involved either, right? But what happened?
No, American troops in those Ukraine. Man, you know what? Hold on, Cap. You got to clean the toilets. We ain't trying to get in the way of the job. You Sunday, you cleaning out toilets, man. We can't hear you if you got to wash out the toilets while you talk. Now, can you please tell us when you can talk? Have you finished that one?
Yes.
Where you at the airport?
No, man, but if I was, should I probably be in line still by now?
Hold up. You clean toilets at the what is that? What's the Miami airport? That's a decent job though.
Yeah, it's a decent job. It's okay.
No, cleaning toilet. Look, think about it. If you got a skill set, my skill level when it comes to employment, I cannot beat out migrants who pick tomatoes. You damn right that's a good deal if I'm cleaning toilets at the mall. Hats off to you, brother.
Bro, why are you trying to defame and just like downplay people that work hard, bro? It's like just because you're on a computer and don't work hard, other people
I'm not trying to
have the same mindset. I'm just saying, bro. Like if people work hard,
hold up. He's right. I apologize. You're right, Cap.
Yeah, bro. Come on, we got to have some understanding here, bro.
I apologize. You're right. I was wrong.
Look, I guarantee you, your family at some point in time, your family washed toilets too, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. You're better than that.
Go ahead, Tabor.
Personal shots would not be allowed during a debate, bro. If you got a rebuttal in a certain way, I get it, but insults is facts, not emotions.
Go ahead,
continue,
JR.
please. Yeah, JR. What's good, JR?
No, I mean, I do agree with homie saying it is crazy, you know, if you have to compete with illegal immigrants for a job, because you know it does depend on where you're at. You know, if you're in a place where they're highly concentrated, then yeah, that's something you're probably going to deal with.
Yeah, I didn't even ask where Buddy's from. I don't even want to know, but since he asked me and I said it like a man, I had no problem with it. But I'm guarantee you, he ain't even close to Florida, and if he is, he wouldn't be having that mindset.
I don't want to live in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? I do want to live in Florida. I don't want to live in Miami.
Why not, bro? We can chill on the weekends, watch football games, bro. Watch the Dolphins play.
You can have Miami, brother. I live in Florida. It's like Miami's a whole different place. I live in Florida. I don't want to live in Miami.
I feel it. And you understand my pain. So I don't understand why you like giving me pushback when you see it yourself or you act like you don't see it.
Did you want to say
continue,
something?
JR? Please continue. Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
No. And I agree with you too as well. It's like you know, if you are a laborer or you know you work with your hands, you you do blue collar work, then you know you do have to accept that you know you're gonna have to compete with people that may not be qualified, and you know maybe you should have had went to school or got an education or a higher skill level to where you're only competing with people that are qualified. You know, they have to go through certain things to get the same level of work you have. So I think both of you are right at the same time. Two things can be true at the same time.
Two things can be true. Exactly, bro. Exactly. See, that's how you debate, bro.
See, but at the same time, you can have a degree. If somebody go take less than you, they just go take less than you and take the job.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. And how can you overconquer that? You can't, bro. You can't.
You still got to do the job.
Exactly, but that's when you get up and your job is to be like, no, I'm more worth than that. Sorry, I'm gonna find something else better.
No.
You gotta know your worth, bro. What do you mean? No. I'm not gonna sell myself short.
You also gotta know how to do the job. So yeah, I can go out right now and hire someone to do a job, and this guy says, "Hey, I'll do it for half that." Okay, but then he doesn't do the job the way I need it done. So then the other guy comes back, and I gotta pay him because the other guy didn't do what he said. It's not. What you're saying to a certain degree makes some sense, but I don't think that illegals are a threat to people with professional jobs.
Man, they was bringing in Indian, like Apple had a program that was bringing
professional
Indians
jobs to boy.
Bro, I'm telling you, professional jobs for the tech, right? They was bringing Indians over here, giving them passports, and they was educating them to do the job.
Well, let me tell you one thing, though, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, though, bro. Indians are the most educated, most knowledgeable, bro. The guy that owns Google's Indian, bro. That tells you right there the amount of education they have. The problem is trying to get here now is difficult, and I get that. But at the same time, they get here the right way, the legal way. They've done it for decades, bro. You're not gonna tell me any different.
Well,
Indians are smarter than what people think. Let me tell you something, bro. Shiva the Destroyer is like the biggest symbol of all of India. That statue is in front of the Swiss, Netherlands, CERN Collider. You guys know what the CERN Collider is? Okay, no, the CERN Collider is a weapon that breaks atoms. You'll figure it out. Go Google it. Long story short, India surpasses China and the United States.
Hold on. What did you call it?
As far as intellect, bro.
What did you call it?
The CERN Collider. CERN Collider. The CERN Collider. It's located in the Netherlands. It's in Switzerland.
Hold on. Bro. Anybody else heard that? Hold up, brother. Hold up. A CERN Collider. I never heard of that.
I think it's that thing underground that's like miles long and it goes in a circle.
It duplicates the Big Bang, pretty much, bro. Exactly. It duplicates the Big Bang, everything that came in the galaxy beforehand. It shows how the galaxy came as one. Long story short, why the hell is the statue of Shiva the Destroyer in front of a Switzerland, Netherlands project in Europe? That goes to show you they got more power than China, Russia, and the United States, bro, as far as intellect.
So it's an atom smasher?
Correct.
And you called it a what? A CERN? What the hell?
The CERN Collider. That's what they call it.
Do they call it that in Miami?
Bro, let me tell you right now, that collider, whether you want to believe it or not, and we're getting into like a whole bunch of like conspiracy theories and things like that.
Hold up. They don't call that shit no CERN. That's some shit they call it in India. They don't call that no damn. That's a goddamn atom smasher. They call it that in Miami, that in Texas.
That thing got invented, time started going faster, bro. You don't see it the past 7 years, bro? That time been going by?
This guy.
We're in another dimension, bro.
Hold on, and you believe that?
Bro, that's how much I believe that. That's how much I believe that.
Where'd you hear that, brother? Fox News? Fox News told you that? That man said time is going faster. Bro, you tripping.
No, right now I am.
Bro, I see why you can't find no employment, bro. You talking crazy up here.
Wow.
That man up here talking about CERN colliders and space moving.
You just hired me on the Biden. You just hired me on the Biden PPO plan for 10 grand, and I'm doing it for free. How about that?
Hired you for what?
You ain't got to start no shady ass business to hire me, bro. I'll be here every week if you want. You can cook me some days, I'll cook you some days.
You're not gonna last this session. You ain't built for this, brother. This man up here talking about CERN colliders and space.
You didn't even know what a CERN collider was until this guy educated you on it.
I don't know
how
what
you feel right now.
I don't know what
you didn't even know what the hell it was, bro. And you were in the military, mind you. Let me stop, bro. I don't want to cook you. I don't want to cook you, bro. You served. I don't want to cook you.
What is me being in the military got to do with me knowing what
You're uninformed, bro. You're quick to take shots, but you have no education about geopolitics or European technology. You really want to go there with me? And the guy that's like cleaning toilet bowls is pretty much cleaning your clock right now, bro.
Well, you ain't let me say nothing, man.
Well, that's a personal problem. Maybe you got to speak up.
Well, I can always block you. Is that what you want like that? I'm trying to let you get it out.
This means you can't.
You gonna keep interrupting or you gonna let me talk?
Go ahead, talk. Your show.
Thank you. Thank you. Never heard of a CERN collider. Adam Smith.
Well, now you know.
Yeah. Hold up. This man's, I don't know where he's from or whatever with the nonsense. But no, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome to join if you have something to offer.
Bro, invite everybody. Why are you trying to keep people out? Bro, it's open border, remember?
You need to learn to let other people talk. We don't like to yellow over each other.
My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't like to yellow over each other. You don't understand that.
I understand now. You made it clear, sir. You made it clear, sir. I'll stay quiet, sir.
Okay. Stay quiet. You're used to going on other platforms, and we get it because I've heard them. You guys yell over each other. I don't want to yell.
Bro, I go on other platforms and I help support other platforms, just like I'm doing now, bro. It's all love.
Nobody wants to
real
yell
support is monetary.
Yeah, well, he ain't gonna happen.
Bless the cash app you want to support.
He's not going to do that. So we
here we go with the mind games. Come on, man. You can't take a compliment. You want to charge me for it. Come on, bro. Come on.
I'm just saying
I know. I'm just saying too. Whatever happened to like
you say you support the flat platform. So
whatever happened to caring is sharing, bro.
Real support is monetary support.
Bro, I just gave you real support worth 20 minutes. Out of that 20 minutes, this guy got paid $50, bro.
I don't believe in sharing is caring. I
All
believe
right, well,
in monetization.
tell me if I'm wrong. These past 15 minutes got this man paid like $25. You don't tell me that's support right now? I know the viewing time you guys get. Come on, Olo. If you don't know, then he knows.
Nah, I wouldn't say
that's why he's quiet, because he knows I'm right. I'm helping the support right now. He's making like $25 off these 15 minutes.
I don't need any money from you, Cap for Life. You know, but we don't like to talk over each other, brother. Now, that's your second warning. You got to shut up, man. Let the other person make their point.
I'm schooling you. You can't.
Look at that. You said, you gonna keep talking?
No.
Yeah, man. And this dude said, bruh. You know, hey, no, you in Miami though. I give him that. I don't want to be in Miami. I love to be in Florida though.
That's an oxymoron, but yeah, go ahead. That's your opinion.
I don't want to be in Miami. That's I like
I get
Florida.
that.
Give me Fort Lauderdale. Give me
only the strong survive. I get that.
Give me Fort Lauderdale. Give me that shit. I don't want to be.
Fort Lauderdale's like 10, 15 minutes away from here. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
you that scared of Miami?
No, it's different though. No, it's different.
Nah, I told you it's different, but don't mean it's that far.
No, I've been there in Miami. I mean, I just don't like Miami.
I respect that.
Yeah. And now you speak Spanish, right?
Spanglish.
Spanglish. What?
I know enough to get me out of a third world country.
I got you. So a lot of Cubans are in Miami, right?
Oh yeah, they're celebrating like crazy, just like the Venezuelans.
So you're in Miami, and there's a lot of Cuban influence in Miami. You speak a language that they speak. So I'm saying for you, obviously you speak English, but for you, you're going there with already speak Spanish. So the Cubans speak Spanish.
What's your point?
It's more. You're more acclimated to that place than someone who maybe speaks one language.
So you're saying I have an advantage over you? That's what you're saying?
Well, in Cuba, if that's what you want to bring up speaking two languages.
You brought up Miami though. You don't. I don't understand where Cuba's coming from.
You're right. I made a mistake in Miami. You're right. Because see, I almost see them as the same. I was in there for about 3 weeks. And by the time I left Miami, I thought Miami. I could be an a-hole right now. I thought Miami was Cuba. By the time I left it, I was there for 3 weeks. By the time I left Miami, I thought it was Cuba. I didn't see a difference.
The profiling part, but if I wanted to, I could.
You're still talking, right?
No.
Do you have headphones?
Hold on. That might be the problem. Yeah, my headphones.
Yeah,
you're right.
Hold on. Want to put your headphones in, brother.
Mic check. 1, 2.
The chat keep telling me to drop this clown.
Well, the chat better learn to get some cojones and get up here and start supporting the show and stop complaining. You sound like freaking, I don't know. You sound like Fox News right now. Or CNN or NBC, whatever you guys pick, bro. I don't watch the fake news, bro, but you guys sound like it right now. Just get up here and help support. It's Sunday.
Should black people get
Sunday, bro?
Should black people get reparations?
Oh man, that's a good question, bro. That's a good question. It depends on the lineage. It depends on the lineage, I guess, right?
Yeah, you don't have to answer though. If you feel
why? You see,
I do want to answer that. Low key, I do want to answer.
No, I wanted to go ahead. Go ahead. Should descendants of slaves get reparations, Mr. Puerto Rican man? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, with that being said,
bro, don't answer.
With that being said, I think I'm gonna pass it off to my homeboy AJ right now.
Yeah, don't answer, bro.
You guys touch that one now.
No one should get reparations.
I mean, bro, we should get something. Somebody should get something. Like if y'all gone through heartache and all that troublesome, and you have the documentations and the proof to show it that it's affected your family tree and your bloodline, then of course some type of reparation needs to be done, bro. We're in a day and age where it's more technology more than ever, and we can't figure it out. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's just the greed on top of the greed, bro.
They don't have to though. It's America. They can play the game how they want.
Yeah, no, you're right. And that game has cost what? California, Minnesota, New York. It's cost a lot of places that have been blue states, but I'm not going to bring that up either. I'm not.
Ready to be made.
One thing I don't get though is like people in the chat, like if you don't like the conversation or like why are you here? You know? It's
Well,
like
hold on. They can be here. They just got to be respectful.
Bro, I saw a
I'm
guy
not
with
even
a
being
toilet bowl. I'm
respectful.
talking about toilets. I saw a guy with a toilet bowl on another channel. You guys can go over there and watch him if you want, bro.
No, they can disagree, but you can't use all the profanity and insults. That's all.
Well, I mean, I'm not even saying like this. I'm not even saying like disagree. It's like they just
hold up.
Go ahead.
It's not even me. It's that you can't fill the chat full of stuff like that's all. So
let me guess, it's me, right? It's the Puerto Ricans. A
lot of people have been blocked because they come in hot, they get upset, and they way overboard. So, and I have no choice. But it has nothing to do with disagreeing with me. In fact, I welcome the challenge because I know I'm right.
Yeah, I mean, like people that are like racist or like people that want to say like, oh, like call you dumb or whatever. But it's like, why are you here listening?
I've been doing this long enough to know the first thing that happens is they go at you with the race card, they go at you with the pedal card, and if that don't work, they try to get you locked up or fired. I know how this works, bro. That's self-insecurity from people that can't debate. It don't mean they got to stop me. I ain't doing nothing wrong. If you don't like what I'm saying, then come debate it. If you don't like it, just fact check me. Real simple. Ain't nobody disrespecting nobody here. But if you don't like the way I talk just because I'm loud, then that's a personal problem.
Personal. Facts though.
They all right though. The chat's fine, man. They okay.
Hey, nah, I agree with Puerto Rico on that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we got most
He's
of
been
the
saying some crazy stuff, but I agree with him on that. Hey,
no, we're winning them over.
stay for me on that, Puerto Rico.
JR, we're winning them over.
I like it here, bro.
Hold on. He stays around here. I don't worry about it. We know
what you got in the fridge. What you got in the fridge, bro? This place is nice, bro.
You could have something to eat after you cut the grass, brother.
God damn it.
Look. He's seeing things our way because we were right. Now he knew he was making mistakes, but he's starting to see things our way.
Nah, I heard you say you were wrong more than 3 times. Let's come on, let's call a spade here. You've been saying you were wrong since I got on here.
About what? What was that wrong about?
Yeah, now he wants to get selective amnesia. He didn't even know what the hell a certain collider was.
When did I say I was wrong? What was I wrong on?
About pretty much saying that Miami is like a third world country and people that clean toilet bowls don't have educations and shouldn't have nothing. Is that pretty much sums it up in a nutshell, right?
Well, I apologize to you because you were exactly right. You're a hard-working man cleaning them toilets. And I appreciate that. I have no right to belittle you for that. So
thank you. That's all I'm asking, bro. You don't know what I'm using. You don't know if I'm using bleach. You don't know if I'm using Mr. Clean. But I'm still doing it, bro.
Well, if I had skills that I was afraid of people who pick tomatoes.
Nah, I don't get on knees though. That's you.
I would love to clean toilets.
Yeah, you get on your knees, not me though.
And then you're at the Miami Mall or whatever. You clean out them toilets. They probably got your mop and. Yeah, man, you good, man. You got air conditioning.
No, bro. I got the ShamWow, bro. You don't know nothing about the.
There you go. You could be out in them fields, getting bit and stung, and you up in a air conditioned space, man, cleaning out toilet. Shit, you winning.
No. Let me stop, bro. Because if I wanted to get into the field conversation, you wouldn't want it to go there. So let me stop right now. I'm gonna end it right here and right now.
Are you
got it. You got it. You got the win. You got the win. How about that?
Okay.
You take the win.
Hold on. He said, so you talking about slavery or something like that? Because that ain't what we talking about.
I hope not. Because you don't want to do that. That's being a real hypocrite if you want to do that.
How you gonna throw that out there when
you're the one talking about fields? Again. You get what I'm saying? Like this guy bro, you're smarter for your own good. You know that, right?
Put me in the field. No, go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say. Put me in the field.
No, bro, you just said you didn't want to go in the field with me. You said, nah, you're retired, right? Now you want to go in the field?
Go ahead and spout your
I just
racism,
asked you
brother.
if you wanted. No, I just asked you if you wanted to go to war with me. You said nah. So now you want
Puerto
to go in the
Rico,
field?
just do what you said, bro. Don't even touch it, bro. Just leave it
I ain't even
alone,
tell
Puerto
I
Rico.
know what he's trying to do. I know
Just
exactly
leave
what
it
he's trying to
alone,
do.
bro. You said it about 2 minutes ago. You said, I'm not even going to touch it. Don't touch it, bro. Just let it go.
No, but once I saw what he was doing, then I need to have clarification. Now I know what he was trying to do.
What was I doing?
Bro,
Don't
you
even
sound like
talk
my
about it,
ex-wife.
Puerto Rico. Just let it go, bro.
Look, this is Netanyahu's war, man.
Yeah.
And I
was
don't
about to
know
say-
how we're going to survive it. And many people say America's going to take a step down and Israel's going to raise up. This is Netanyahu's war.
Netanyahu, yeah.
Yeah, this is his war. And it looks like he's calling the shots. Now he's telling American troops where we need you and you're sacrificial and I'm going to save my troops. This is insanity.
Yeah, BG tripping, man.
Nah, bro, I'm not going to argue with you on that, bro. What's going on now has gone a little bit too extreme to the point where it's gone in the span of a week unrecognizable, bro. Like 2 weeks ago, this guy was getting praised for stopping wars. All of a sudden now he's like saying, yo, what the hell's going on? I get what's going on and I get the frustration. But bro, like we're already in there. If we can like try to salvage this with us getting out by next week and still trying to show face, because I'm gonna tell you right now, regardless of what you guys think, we're losing this war right now.
Yeah,
Let's just get that clear right now. Let's just get that clear right now. Regardless of our differences, what we're seeing right now, whether it's fake news or not, I don't see it in our favor. So why the hell do we even need to stay there? And if you want to do it to protect the oil, I get that. But then don't tell me we have nothing to defend, but then the Europeans want oil off of us when time comes. Nah, bro, you weren't there to help us. Now you want oil now?
Now hold up. Now, Cap, you said that, and you're gonna you're gonna lose this chat, right? Because Trump can do no wrong. Now you said that, and a lot of the people who were supporting you, all of a sudden they done turn. What is going on with us, man? We didn't used to be like that.
Bro,
We knew
that's how life works, bro. If you're a football fan, you understand people have short-term memory like that. Bam. I don't fault them for that, bro. It's what they're getting fed on the internet. It's what they're getting fed on the news, bro. It's up to you to determine what's fake and what's real. And I'm mad enough to tell you what I'm seeing right now. I'm not hearing any good things on our end. All I'm hearing is they got supply after supply after supply.
They don't want to hear that.
Well, I get that. Like I said, bro, like I said, you can have your perspective, I can have mine, but sometimes reality is reality. And right now, whether we're playing a hell of a game of chess that we don't know about, or somebody's getting nuked, or somebody's backing out. Those are the three games we got left to play. Either somebody gets nuked, we back
We all
out,
know somebody getting paid.
or somebody's just gonna be like, yo, we want our ball, we want to leave. And if we get our ball and leave,
getting paid for sure.
bro, if we get our ball and leave and nobody's getting hurt, then somebody's getting paid, and this is another Vietnam. That's it. Simple.
I think it's another Vietnam because the way it's going, I think that you don't go into Iran on the ground. I think they just simply have too many people. In addition to the fact that we know
They're sitting ducks, bro.
No,
They're sitting ducks.
I got you. In addition, that we know those like Iraq did, those countries, they supply weapons to these tribes. They just give it. They make sure they have weapons, and they say, hey, if something happens to me or happens to our leadership, this faction, you already got weapons, you got guns, you got grenades.
That makes sense.
And it's like they are acting like you running into a sheep village that anybody can walk into. No, they got weapons. They have weapons, and you walking into that village, and it's 90 million people. You cannot check all those people. Eventually,
That's another thing too, bro.
Yeah,
that's another thing. I'm sorry to cut you off. But when you're bringing up different type of factions getting involved in this, like the Houthis. Like right now, we had a couple of months ago where the leader of the Taliban was in the White House shaking hands with the president. And now all of a sudden now I'm hearing that the Taliban's involved in trying to stop the Iranians from advancing. Like this has been planned way more than advanced than what we know, bro. Like I'm telling you right now, this is a game of chess beyond chess right now, bro. Like this has been planned for a decade at least, bro.
Man,
So the fact that this is on Trump's watch, I get it. And he's going to have to answer the questions if this thing doesn't work out in our favor. But my question to you guys is, then what the hell are we going to do for the next 2 years? Keep complaining? Because he's in office for the next 2 years.
But as Americans, we may lose To us, we may lose, but on the back end, the people that want to win go win, bro. So it don't matter if it look like a loss to you or me. He gonna win. Trump a businessman.
Exactly.
He going in on
Exactly,
business.
bro.
He not coming
Exactly.
out without nothing. His homeboys, if Trump sent the troops there, that means the troops are going, our troops are gonna take it and they go just secure it. And Trump go eat him and his squad. That makes sense to me.
And let me tell you something right now. If it gets to the point right now where we start seeing more and more, I don't want to say lies, but like at the same time, what's being said and promised, like I'm still waiting for that stimulus money we're supposed to be getting from the tariffs and all that shit. And now I'm hearing that all that money is gonna probably go to help fund the war. I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that.
Yeah, we're not getting any of that, bro.
I mean, they gonna make the promises that they gonna make to get in
That's what I'm
office.
saying.
He
So
got
if you
the
start
power now, so
exactly, but if you start putting all this stuff together and piling up all the stuff, then I can ride with y'all. I can ride with y'all and say, yo, this is not right. But if the guy has 2 years left, bro, like I don't want people to die, but if we can stop people from dying and at the same time put it, get out of there with his tails behind his legs, you know what I'm saying, and stop killing people, they gotta start bringing stuff back home here, bro. Like it's time for us to start getting us. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm tired of defending everybody. When it's time to come defend us, oh, we're the problem. Nah.
Which is why a lot of people voted for Trump, because that's what he was campaigning on, was America first.
because America like to be lied to. A lot of people, even in the chat, they get lied to by people around them, and they be mad when it goes the other way, even though you know the person was lying.
Facts. It's facts. I ain't gonna get no pushback from me, bro. That's the propaganda machine, bro. But the results, bro.
I get it, man.
What if you're a Muslim? What if you're a Hindu? What if you're a Buddhist? What if you're a Christian of a particular stance where you don't put Israel at the forefront of your faith? How can you say everybody got to accept Benjamin Netanyahu as some type of special leader over everything? That's what I'm saying. And you got some of those Marines, some of them are Muslim.
Yeah, but religion ain't holding no weight in this war.
Well, why are they sending them over there then, Tabor?
Why not? If you signed up, if you signed that line so you can take our money, and you think you was like, oh boy, like Puerto Rican said, like what you on vacation? Nah, you gonna have to earn that, player.
Exactly.
Go over there, go earn your keep.
Does that apply to his sailors and soldiers?
That applies to everybody.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Then why don't he send them?
How do you not know that he's not, bro? That's the problem we're having. You think that they're not. How do you know they're not?
They're not. He's not going to do. Okay, you all right. I'm gonna show you.
Don't get mad. It's a simple question.
I got you. You ready? Here you go.
Yes, that is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing. But there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
He's right. To finish the job, you need boots on the ground, but he's not talking about his own soldiers. There will be no IDF soldiers in Iran. He's talking about sending American soldiers.
Okay.
But you can take that for interpretation any way you want, but I didn't hear him actually say that his soldiers are not going in either.
Making excuses, this dude.
What excuses, bro? I'm not making excuses. What I just said with you guys earlier is I don't want
to. He's talking about sacrificing American soldiers so he can save his soldiers. That's everything he said.
So if you know that and you think that they don't know that, then you're naive if you don't think they know that. If you know that, you think they don't know that?
I think Trump does know it and he doesn't care.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong.
I think Trump, it's almost like Trump works for him. I don't get it.
No, yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, the massive 360 in the span of a month, it does raise eyebrows. Because after that last time, he was like, yo, we decimated their whole uranium development, and then this guy says that they have 69% of uranium development and they can make up to 10 nukes right now if they wanted to. I mean, you got to pick your poison, whether you're okay with hearing that they can develop 10 nuclear warheads or you're not okay with taking them out. Because from what I heard, they weren't even they were not capable of doing what they're doing now from the last 7 months we bombed them. So something don't make sense here. Either they got uranium or they don't. They said they got uranium enough to make 10 nuclear warheads. Who's telling the truth? And if they do, does that not concern anybody?
Well, I mean, just based off of what DNI said, our director of national intelligence, she said they don't. So I mean, I'm gonna go with our intelligence.
The Iranian foreign defense minister said it on MS Now News, bro. He said it out of his mouth, bro. I don't know how much more clear I can get. I don't have to look at no defense ministry from our end. That guy from Iran who's in charge of the defense told it from his own words that they have 69% developed, bro, and that they would stop if they had good negotiations. But that's when all negotiations with the crap. So obviously they've been developing more nukes without us knowing. If they can develop 10 right off the rip, and he's saying it without hesitation, then who's really lying?
I think America's lying because
no doubt. I'm not saying they're not either, but trust me, it's a game, bro.
I know Netanyahu's lying. I know he's lying. Let me tell you why. If they wanted a nuke, they'd have one. If Iran wanted a nuke, they'd have one right now. Nuclear weapons are not hard to make. They don't take 10 years to make no nuclear weapon.
No.
You can enrich your uranium, and then you got your nuke.
North Korea.
All you gotta do is
they got one too, right? North Korea got one already, right? Right before they got one.
They got a couple of them.
So you're telling me North Korea got more advanced tech to get over Iran? Nah, bro. Somebody's not telling the truth, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how many North Korea, but they are nuclear. I'm telling you that you can enrich that uranium. Go and look at it. It's very simple. It's not as hard as people think it is.
Okay, so if you know that, isn't that a problem if they do have nukes? Or do you think, no, they're not going to be bothered with? They won't bother anybody unless they get bothered.
No,
do you believe that premise?
I don't think they have them. I don't think they want them because they said it goes against their religion and their faith. They can't have them.
Yeah, they actually added that to their faith that they can't use.
Well, I was told they didn't have long-range ballistic. I was told they didn't have long-range ballistics, but they were able to shoot into Europe. They were able to shoot into Europe 2 days ago. That's the first time in their advanced technology that they didn't have weapons that were supposed to go towards a sector, and it went past that and beyond and almost hit Air Force bases.
Yeah, that wasn't them. I don't believe that. Israel.
Well, I believe you to a certain extent. It probably wasn't them, but it was their military equipment that was used. Somebody gave them that equipment.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
They're under sanctions. How are they getting all this stuff?
Yeah, I'm saying I don't believe that. And if they wanted a nuclear weapon, man, they could go nuclear, man.
Yeah, exactly, bro. You don't think it's hard to get stuff in the black market? You can get stuff in the black market quicker than you can with freaking with UPS freight.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I can go on the dark web tonight, and platinum can go nuclear Thursday. That's how easy it is.
Even Russia offered to take the uranium like off of Iran, but Trump pretty much said no.
Yeah, bro. All I know is that tomorrow, if this guy's talking about a 48-hour rule, I don't know what to do with that. But once them 48 hours pass, somebody better do something or piss or get off the pot, because I'm getting tired of these every decade. Everybody blowing each other up and nothing coming back in return but dead bodies. Makes no sense.
I don't know, man. I don't like this war. I want it to be over. I don't like Netanyahu. I don't like his arrogance. I think it's disrespectful to Americans. And I also don't believe he practices what he preaches.
Now, I think he's too caught up in this stuff, man. He's too caught up in this third temple getting, I don't understand. Look, I'm trying to learn about this third temple stuff. I don't know nothing about this third temple stuff that they're talking about, but if he's been obsessed with this since he was 26 years old and he's like in his mid 80s or mid 70s, bro, that's brainwashed beyond brainwashed, or you believe in something higher than the higher power. I don't know what to say, but bro, there's too many people dying in that area where you're taking control of. I don't understand anymore, bro.
He's brainwashed. He's brainwashed. You know, I'm looking at and this is what I'm saying. This is why our country is divided. Look at this. This guy, look at that. He had the nerve to come over here. Look at this guy. Hold on. Where's it? Here we are. There we go. We got him. He says, I detest liberals, so ain't we a pair? I don't know what that means, but he says he detests 50% of America. Why? We're all one though, right? What does politics got to do with this stuff, man? We got Marines going overseas. We got to be there for them. What are you talking about? We're at war. What's wrong with these guys, man? They get some type of ego trip by attacking quote unquote liberals.
Well, I mean, look, I don't want to have to be like that guy, but like I brought up earlier, Biden didn't do himself any favors or make any friends once he opened the border. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah,
that's why you hear a lot of the liberal talk, because that's pretty much the pinpoint damage control where it all started from.
So liberals don't care about borders?
I don't know, man. I mean, if you do the research, it kind of feels like they had their blindfolds on in California and just said, hey, everybody come on in. During election season, mind you, and during the infrastructure bill that was implemented by Biden. So you're telling me an infrastructure bill gets implemented by Biden to have construction done throughout the whole U.S. and all of a sudden,
I think that was Kamala. I don't even think that was Biden.
Okay, but long story short, they implemented the infrastructure bill at the same time when opening the borders was a big thing. Who do you think's gonna build the roads for us? Not me. Who do you think's gonna clean the toilets? Not me. The guys that were opened, ended, and welcome to come in once the infrastructure bill was made. And if you come to Miami right now, you can see all the construction. If you think I'm full of shit, come see it yourself.
No, I say, when I was down there, they was building up them high rises. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about 95. 95 too, bro. 95, you see nothing but people on the road doing construction. They can't speak a lick of English, but we still help them out because they get lost sometimes. You know?
I can't speak on every incident. I'm being serious. A lot of times they speak fluent English. They just don't want to talk to you.
Nah, sometimes they act a fool because they get intimidated. I get that. But when they lost and Uber ain't around, bro, they know how to speak real quick.
I know, yeah, they speak clear English then, but because of you, they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Nah, they cool though. Nah, I see that though. I be like, man, so you don't speak English now because your friends over here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah, I ain't know that. No Espanol.
Yeah, bro. Once you take out a phone, you take out a phone and you start flashing them dollar bills all of a sudden.
Yeah, now it's a Sunday like this and you need some work done and you say, hey, can you come through? You hit him up on the text. He said, yeah, you go out there because this is a lazy Sunday. And he's talking clean English. Hey, yeah, I need to go back. And then when he say he comes back to do some work with his friends, no, man, everything all.
Yeah, bro. And let me tell you something. As much as I dig into that topic, bro, those people that come in here and okay, I get it. They're illegal, granted. But the ones that do fight to have their papers done the right way, bro, they work up to 4 or 5 jobs, bro. I don't know how they do it, bro, but I can't do that, bro.
It's a job to be done. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, I get it, but it saddens me. It saddens me that people that live here don't want to do that, but they'd rather be on the computer all day.
This is America, man. We sip the milk and the honey. We live that life. We don't do that because even on with my yard maintenance, which has always been Latino, I always wonder. I see black guys standing outside the store, bumming money. I've always wondered, why don't you just get you a lawnmower, get you the equipment, right? By about $800 worth of equipment, and chop yards, man. And within, say, a couple of months, you'll have that money up, and then the next year all your equipment's paid for. They don't want to do it. They rather just bum,
Uh-huh.
which to me has never made any sense.
A lot of things that don't make sense, bro. It's just sad that it's like I said earlier, the technology is at an all-time advanced high, but you're telling me we're more apart in distance than ever, bro? That shit don't make sense. It's like we're more greedy, cutthroat.
Well,
if anything, we're
we
seeing
don't.
the defects of that, bro.
No, the socialization isn't there. I agree with that. No, we can communicate. We can reach out to each other in ways we never could, but we don't socialize. We don't sit back and get to know someone. We don't feel the other person. In a sense, I'm saying if you go back to 1980, 1985, when you communicated with someone from St. Louis and you lived in Mississippi, when you got to know them, say for a week, you felt that person. You got to know that person. With the internet, yeah, you can send them emails, they can hit you back, but you still don't know that person. It's not, the internet doesn't give you what you need to understand and get to know someone. Even if you FaceTime and the person fly in, it's still not the same.
No, you're right. Hey,
It's like
hey, fellas, I gotta go, man. It's been awesome, man. I hope you guys come back next Sunday, bro. I really do, bro.
Well,
We
we're
need
back.
this, bro.
Hold up, did you subscribe?
Yeah. Well, crap, I gotta
Okay.
get off to subscribe. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Go
I
ahead,
should.
subscribe, hit the notifications, and you'll see next time I go live.
For sure. Hey, man, you guys be safe, bro. It was a great show, man. Take care. Stay safe, everybody.
All right.
Likewise, dog. Like, what do you think we would be right now if Kamala was elected?
We wouldn't be at war. But Kamala is really, really heavy on the LGBT stuff. She's real because her daughter, her husband has a daughter who's trans. So but we wouldn't be at war, but she's real big on that. So I don't know.
It's like, it's crazy because I don't know. I wonder too, but I don't know. I wonder if it would be worse or better, but I wonder like what kind of BS would be going on, because it would be some BS. I just wonder how it would look. So I'm not saying that we wouldn't be going through something as a country, but I definitely would think that something would be happening. Like,
Cammy's a Democrat, and we would be going through it would be different because she's a Democrat. And then Joe Biden was a Democrat, but Joe Biden was different because he was old and I don't even know if he was even running America. I think Kamala was doing that.
yeah.
It'd have been like Joe Biden's last term, but it would have been different because she's real big on LGBT stuff. That's a major part of her.
Yeah. It's crazy times. And like you were saying about social media, it's like I feel like we're more connected and we're the most connected we've been and the most disconnected we've been in all times.
No, I think we're connected. Does that person on the other side want your connection? Because I think we are connected. I could hit up 50 women's in the DMs. Do that woman want me hitting her up?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we're very connected.
Mm.
So,
there's
but
no
you gotta
bond being built.
Well, you got to get to know that person.
Yeah, and that's why it worked better in the 80s, because you had to pay for long distance calls. You see them in person. There was no social media. You value the time you spent with people, and then you got to selectively pick these people. So the bond was built.
And you know what? Another thing that I think, Jared, that men have got to come to an acceptance is a lot of women just want to get slowed out. They don't hold up. They don't want no boyfriend. They don't want no husband. They don't want nobody in their personals. They don't want nobody in their personal. They want a dude to say, hey, let's do this. Hey, guess what? Hey, you want to go here to eat? Yeah. And then, hey, you want to come back? Yeah, I'm coming. And then the next day, they want a dude not to be thirsty. Hey, give me that, give me this, give me that, give me this. They want a dude to be like, okay, hey, listen, hit me up when you're ready to do this again. Okay. And they kiss you. And then they say, okay, I got to go. I'm gone. And you say, hey, and you know what? You mind your own business. And guess what? And no, I'm being for real. I'm being very serious.
That's
No.
my business.
You
I'm
see
listening.
that? You see that woman? That woman ain't never called you. You certainly didn't call her. You at the mall, probably with you by yourself. Forget that. You at the mall by yourself. You walking, looking at stuff. Next thing you know, you see her. You looking at her, and then you see a dude. You don't know who he is, but you looking at her. You see the dude, and then she sort of look away. And then she up there hugging on the dude and pointing. Then you just keep on walking. And you know what? And then y'all get back together and say 2 weeks. And then she tell you, oh, that's my husband. I'm sorry. I ain't you.
Yeah.
And you say, yeah, I saw you. I ain't talked to you. And I saw you with that dude. She said, I'm so glad you ain't say nothing. Because he think I be cheating on him. I'm so glad you didn't come over there. You said, nah, I'm used to this. I understand how it go.
Man,
So
females want.
No, hold up. I read the room. I know you saw me, but then again, I saw you with him. So I figured he was something to you. So I stayed, I stayed in the back. Yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? No.
You kept it P.
Yeah. And then there you go. And after 2 weeks, she hit you up. And then you say, hey, yeah, who was that dude? Oh, that's my husband or whatever. We going through problems. But yeah, I remember you, and that's what I'm saying guys need to understand that's what women want. They don't want all of this bended knee, I'll make love to you like you want me to, all that all through the night stuff, that boys to men stuff. They don't want that no more. They're different. This is a different
They never
world
wanted
now.
it. Chicks want to have fun, you to play with their emotions and access to your resources. That's all they want.
You know how I know all you niggas on here goofy.
Is this Jacob?
Please enlighten us.
You ready? Hold up. You ready to get banned, Jacob? You ready to get banned? Now this dude right here. Hold up. This dude's a trick. And I hate to do this stream because we don't like to put stuff like that on this stream. But this dude's a trick. He pays for box. He purchases women.
I got a woman with buffet pussy. Listen to me. Hey, I'm talking about the war. How y'all goofy on the war. First of all, and I can't believe y'all military cats haven't established this. We the only country in the world that police the world. Military base around this whole world. That means we can jump on your ass before you even think about looking direction to America. We the only country, I just Googled it, been knowing this shit since the 90s. Man, we got so many military bases around this country. That means we got our military whole country ready to jump on y'all ass.
That's power.
We got the whole military base around this whole world to jump on any country.
They let me cut that down, bro. Woo. Thank you. Yeah, no, the last person who needs to be loud is you, King Jacob. You ain't talking about nothing, King Jacob. You ain't talking about nothing. You up there talking about pants. All you want to know, get out of here, man. All you want to do all you want to do is be a trick. Don't even talk about no what. All you want to do is come up here. You're a trick, bro. Hold up, no, don't come up here with
military
that.
Base
You don't come up here
world.
with that. Don't come up here with that.
Because I'm gonna spit that fact. I'm gonna spit that fact.
I know you're gonna spend that money. You're gonna spend that bag. You're gonna spend that money.
Answer my question, military guys.
No, you's a trick nigga, and you the type of nigga.
How many countries that got military base around this world?
Hold up. You the type of nigga that I put 3-4
That's
women
gonna spit
on.
the truth.
I'm gonna put 3-4 women on.
Hey, y'all in military.
So I'm gonna say, hey, put 100. Write your name on that $100 bill, trick. And when you write it on there, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna give it back to you. You gonna give it to her. She gonna give it to me. I'm gonna say, that's your name in your signature. Yeah, use a trick, sucker.
Yeah,
I know crazy, man. Get out of here, man.
I make that money because I make things make sense.
Get out of here. You ain't hit
Once
the
again,
cash
I
app.
ain't even, I don't know. I'm on some
You ain't hit the
military shit.
cash
I ain't
app.
been in the
You ain't hit
military.
the cash app. You lied.
My father told
You
me
done
back in the
lied up here,
90s,
man. You've been up here lying.
we
You ain't hit,
is the
you
super.
ain't hit the cash app though. You up here talking about you got money to get a women for box. You gonna support the platform? You gonna be disrespectful? You ain't hit the cash app
You
though.
always be disrespectful for me, but want money. Once again, y'all don't even know we the superpower of this world. I just Googled it. My pops been telling me since the 90s. Man, we the only country that military. Man, we got military in Europe. I mean, around this whole world, bro. That in the blink of an eye. And then y'all want to talk about we struggling against a damn country that don't even own nukes. Like, come on, bro. Y'all be
Well,
up
you
here
can't.
be signing
You can't.
goofy like a
You can't
public.
use. You can't use nukes, King Jacob.
But when I'm saying how we losing a war to a country that don't own a country that don't own nukes. Make it make sense, man.
It don't look like we're losing. It don't look like we're winning.
Because we got a goofball in the office that shit don't know shit about war, don't know shit about military.
Let me relieve
but
this guy.
that don't even make
How
sense.
is you sitting in the office and you is the superpower of this world?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know shit about war. You don't know shit about strategy. You don't know shit.
Trail Wolf, we had to put you in the dungeon, brother. Trail Wolf, you're in the dungeon now, so
What happened?
don't worry about it. He's in the dungeon.
Hey, homie don't have to know nothing about war.
Damn, you still put niggas in the dungeon? Damn.
Well, if they talk crazy,
you do. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. You gonna fool guys like you that don't know shit about military, just like the president. Because once again, brother, this factual. You can Google. You can educate yourself nowadays. Like, brother, we have warships, right? That we can stand right.
I get that.
Well, let me finish. We got warships that we ain't even gotta get close to that country that we quote unquote. Man, we can mess up that. I ain't gonna cuss. We can mess up that country just with one warship. That's not including the Black Hawk can drop multiple. Like, man, we can mess that country up
they
in
knocked
one
down
day.
the F-35, King Jacob.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I'm just saying, Platt. I don't even want to go hard because I know what country I live in. Like I say,
Okay, well, why is Netanyahu giving us orders?
because when it's all
well, we got a president that y'all don't know what strings other country leaders have on that guy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about
Like
a goofball.
like photos of him with kids.
That's what I mean, anything, Platt. Like, I mean, we have the first president in the office that literally have been penetrated, you know, since got something against him.
Don't say that around.
Got something against him.
Never say that word around Donald Trump.
But if you talking about pedophile, they might got pictures of him.
But don't say that word when you mention Donald Trump.
Penetrating the office, meaning they have something on him that they can use against him. So they got leverage on him.
Penetration. Never bring that up around Trump.
They have leverage. Well, since y'all so sensitive, they have leverage. That's the first president that I believe, in my opinion, that other leaders have leverage on that guy.
You think Trump is the first president to be influenced by?
That's why he backed down, because once again, we the superpower, bro. We ain't supposed to be being embarrassed like this on the worldwide stage, bro.
Jacob,
I mean, come on, man.
Abe say,
y'all keep saying
he said, hit the cash app and shut up. He said, hit the cash app up and shut up. He said, show how much money you got. Send a cool 200.
I don't get how y'all be like.
Ain't got money like, but hold on. But he ain't got money like that. You ain't got to do it, man. You ain't built
saying like the superpower is getting embarrassed and whooped.
They are
by a country that don't own nukes. It's because who's in the office.
But you can't. Period. Okay, but you can't use nukes, Jake.
Huh? And then he didn't even. By law, you supposed to.
Jacob, you can't use nukes.
I'm just using a country that don't have
Hold up.
for example.
No, always remember this. Just because one country got nukes and the other country don't mean the country with the nukes can use them.
You missing the boat. Y'all saying we getting our ass whooped, but don't look like we winning a war with a country that doesn't have nukes, meaning that it's the person in the office that's embarrassing us on a worldwide
Listen. Let me explain something.
Period.
Let me explain something to you. I think it was John D. Rockefeller said business is just war by other means, right? So you have to understand this thing called MADS, meaning mutually assured destruction. No one is going to use nukes, right? That would be the end of the world. Einstein said that once we build more nuclear weapons, we should get ready to use sticks and stones because that would be the only thing left, right? You can't just, that's just more of a thing of, hey, I got a gun, so you can't just invade my country.
Man, y'all stuck on nukes. It ain't even about nukes.
Let me finish.
It ain't about nukes because ain't nobody using nukes in this war. Ain't nobody using nukes. Nobody using nukes in this war. So I don't know why we're talking about this.
Listen to me.
Second of all,
you brought them up though. You the one.
But I didn't say shit about using it against this war. I don't know why y'all stuck on nukes.
No offense.
But the war in totality. The war in totality.
Let me finish.
If we had the right president in the office, we can set up a warship. That's not including the Black Hawk, tearing that country up. Like, brother, we got the best military supply. Bro, we whooping Russia. We helping Russia. We whooping Russia by helping Ukraine, and we ain't got one foot. We ain't got one military. We don't have not one America soldier, and we've been kicking Russia ass by giving our supply to Ukraine. And Ukraine is way smaller than Russia. And Ukraine, let me finish, brother. God damn, you sound like a woman. Just let me finish and you can talk, brother. God damn. Like, we've been kicking Russia ass by just giving our United States supply. That's how smart Biden was, Joe Biden was. We was just giving our military supply to Ukraine. And if you look on Ukraine compared to Russia, like, brother, that's just a small example how powerful we is by letting Ukraine use our weapons. They've been whooping the shit out of a big ass country like Russia. And we don't have
Jacob, you gotta clean it up, brother.
Can I go up real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Azrael. Hold up, Jacob. You gotta clean it up.
Well, he keep interrupting.
No. Yeah,
I'm trying to make my point because these guys
don't use those words.
But they don't know. They don't know about military though. They don't know anything about military. Looking at the big picture. If we don't have not one soldier.
Hold up, Jacob. Let him finish. Go ahead, Azrael. Go ahead.
You see, Platt, you always get on me for being a passport bro, right? But this is one of the main. This is why I don't want to. This is why I want to travel.
Man, just make your point, man. Back to my point. Let me say, he want to have sympathy, man.
No.
Let him finish, Jacob. Go ahead, Ezra.
I don't want. You see how bad the American education is. Like his thing is, Ukraine bigger than Iran, so how we lose it against Iran? No, that's not how war works. It's about
shit like that.
It's logistics and demographics. The reason why we're not winning against Iran is because Iran is a mountainous region. Majority of it is mountainous compared to a place like Iraq or Ukraine, right? First and foremost. Second of all, they have a lot of their military equipment is hidden underground, right? And it's a war of attrition. Therefore, they've been bombing. They don't bomb necessarily just Israel. They bomb the other satellite countries, meaning satellite countries is an extension of the world power, right? So they bombed Qatar, they bombed Saudi Arabia, and I forgot who else they bombed. They bombed the Dubai of the Emirates, right? The Arab of Emirates. Those three
and we got all military bases around there. We haven't even stocked our military to get on. Now you don't make no sense because if you know United States, you know that we have military that we have not loaded our stock to end what they doing, brother. They doing all that, making themselves look good because we haven't
we
targeted them
America and we thinking bad. We got
haven't
guns
targeted them yet, brother. So if you know anything about our military,
we
you know if you know anything about our military and our troops, we the best that they ever seen. Not only we the best.
Why we losing? Why we losing?
Because I've been telling y'all ass for the last 10 minutes.
Why we losing?
Because we haven't put our focus on them. We haven't put our focus on them yet.
Yo, Platt, can you tell this nigga stop?
We haven't lined our military ships around them. We haven't bombed them with our Black Hawks. We have not even.
Jacob,
they say it's war. They say it's war going on, but come on, man.
Hold on. Jacob, they're not down the street from us.
This is getting crazy.
They're not down the street from us. You say we haven't used our weapons. We have used our best weapons. They shot down a F-35.
This war is illegal.
Jesus,
because he didn't even run it across. First of all, that's how goofy y'all is.
Are you gonna let me finish? You gonna keep interrupting, brother? Hold on, Jacob. You just keep interrupting. They shot down an F-35. That's the creme de creme of ships. So
planes.
Of planes. Airships.
How many troops we got over there?
Ooh,
goof ass niggas. How many troops we have? So you mean to tell me you making my point? Y'all goofy ass making my point.
You want to know why America's in decline?
So if we start employing our troops, hold on. If we start employing our troops to that region, deploy our troops towards that region. Because, like I say, we military base around this whole world. So if that's what I mean about we really ain't focused, because we ain't got no troops on the ground. So you mean to tell me that little wrinkle-dink ass country
country?
Yeah.
Iran is the size of half of Western Europe. It's half the size of Europe, bro. So when you talking about wrinkle-dink country, this is not.
Hold on, Jacob. Be quiet. Let him finish. Go ahead, Azrael.
Please, first and foremost, this is a mountainous. Majority.
Brother, you already said that, brother. Move on. Tell us something.
Can you stop?
You already said that.
Can you stop? Because my point is that you can't. When you fight, it's not like Iraq where you're fighting on.
Okay. It's not like.
Can you stop? Can you stop interrupting?
You sound feminine.
Jacob, let the man finish. Oh, you ran. Oh, did he run? Go ahead, Andrea. Go ahead.
Female, not a male truth.
You think a man is a woman? Hold up. You up here talking about?
He's talking about his own country.
Wait a minute, bro. No. Hold up.
He's talking about his own country.
Hold up, bro.
I love America.
Hold up. You up here calling men women? Are you serious?
I said he got feminine military views.
You think a man's feminine?
He got feminine military views. That's what I was.
You up here hold up. You up here calling men?
I'm telling you what I'm saying. I'm telling you.
He
got feminine military views. Back to what I was trying to say. We ain't got no troops on the ground yet. We haven't.
I don't know, bro. Jacob,
come on, brother. Y'all don't even sound right to me.
They're calling you zesty, bro.
The biggest country in the world, the most powerful.
The chat box is calling you King Zesty, Jacob. You think niggas is women? Jacob, don't do this.
I said his feminine view.
They calling you zesty in the chat box.
Man, I'm a grown ass man. I don't care what little kids talking about. What I'm saying is this. I'm a grown ass
man. Hold on. Let him finish. And you can hit us with it. Go ahead, Azrael. Go ahead.
Thank you. Please not interrupt me. Please. I'll let you go as soon as I'm done. Now, what I was saying is it's a majority mountainous region. Therefore, you can't just bomb the place like you would any other country, right? If you do put people on the ground, that means that you're gonna have that means. Can you stop? You're so immature. You're older than me. Why do you act like this?
Because he keeps saying the same shit, girl.
I didn't finish. With if
Go
you're
ahead.
gonna put troops on the ground, that means that you're gonna have an extended time there,
You
right?
can't have it both ways, but go ahead.
Stop interrupting me. Do you not have
Go
any
ahead.
kind of self-control? Stop. You're a
Stop being a
grown-ass
woman and
man.
be a man. Stop being a woman, be a man. Finish
No,
your
it's you.
statement.
I feel like I'm talking to one of my exes. They know how to shut the fuck up. Sorry, Clyde.
Yeah.
I'll donate.
Jacob, let him finish.
Damn.
Go ahead.
He sounds zesty. Go ahead.
No, every time I speak, you just
You're gonna let the man Jacob. You're gonna let him finish. You're gonna keep interrupting.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Oh no, hold up. No interruptions all the way through. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm
Ezra.
almost done. Because I keep losing my train.
No, Azriel, take your time. If you
No,
like to,
don't take your time.
if
Finish
you
your
like
statement.
to, Azriel, start from the beginning. Look, King Jacob, you got to be quiet, man. Go ahead, Azriel.
Okay,
Go ahead.
thank you, Platt. So one of my biggest things was about the satellite countries, right? Iran know they're not going to win this war face to face with Israel and with America. So what do? If I can't get you, the big dude, I'm gonna get all your friends, right? So what they did, they bombed Qatar, they bombed Saudi Arabia, and they bombed the Arab of Emirates, right? Those places control the production for most of Europe, right, and other countries. Therefore, what you're doing is, if I can't get you, I'm gonna weaken all your friends, and I'm gonna make your friends like basically turn on you and say, "Damn, like you really screwing it up for everybody else." It's like, if I can't touch you, I'm gonna touch your friends, right? When you do that, if you understand, Saudi Arabia and the other countries I mentioned, like Qatar, they stop oil production. That's why, if you notice, the Prime Minister Modi of India, he asks permission from Trump if he can get oil from Russia, and Europe is going to do the same thing. So when you do that, basically what you're doing is you're already fighting multiple wars. You're already fighting the war. We're basically fighting a proxy war through Ukraine with Russia. So if you give more money, Russia was already depleting money, right? So if you allow, remember, we put sanctions on Russia. So Europe, they lost money from Europe for oil. So now if the European countries can go back with them and start buying oil from them, that's only gonna elongate the war against Ukraine, because now they have even more resources, they have even more money. So it's like you're cutting your hand and cutting your nose to spite your face, right?
But the president is doing that. That's why he's a dummy, a goofball. But I hear what you're saying, brother. But because yes, because Joe Biden was the one that had sanctions and all that shit. So the point I'm making, can I finally make my point? Because you I hear what you're saying, brother. But I'm big picture. Big picture is what I've been saying. Back to Ukraine. Only time, like you just said, we had sanctions on Russia. You're right. Everything you said is correct. Everything you said is correct.
Trump lifted them.
That's my point. That's what I'm getting at. So the reason why Ukraine, that small country, was competing with Russia, because we had sanctions, we were supplying them with the best, technology, military supply. But what I'm trying to get at, this current situation, like, brother, we too powerful. Even if we got a goofball president, like, if we start putting our troops on the ground, it's more controlling and taking control of things. I mean, we don't even have to win the war. Just feeling United States present, military present, it's gonna control things. Everything you just said about fighting Iraq mountains, okay, we get that. But we got that under control when our presence.
Because
why do you think? You
gotta watch
the shit wasn't going on like it was going on 02, 01.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Cut it out.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know
argumentative female. You's an argumentative guy, female. You just love to argue. Because you cannot compare.
Brother, we've had your zesty fucking analysis. I don't want to hear that, brother.
I wanted to say he's wrong because
hold up, bro. That's a goddamn man. And it's really making me scratch my chin. What the fuck are you what are you doing, man? Jacob, you tripping tonight, bro.
As black people try to do better, man.
You must have sniffed too much of that kerosene, that oil field kerosene, bro, because it's got you lit up.
Hey, Platt, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So give me a minute right quick. So for the
No, hold
dude,
up, hold up. He
man,
interrupted me.
bro,
Now
you've been talking. Just chill
he
out, bro.
agreed
Listen, bro.
it's still the same
Bro,
20
just
years ago.
chill for
It's
a
not
minute,
the
bro. You keep
same.
saying the same
It's
thing. We
not the
get it,
same
bro.
20 years ago.
We get
Bro.
it, bro.
Here go
Listen,
another female want
to
to
the
argue.
dude, ain't nobody arguing with you. I'm telling you what it is, homie. So just chill. I ain't your girl, so chill.
Mm.
So to whoever called the president goofy, you talking about the man that got more power. That's like calling your supervisor an idiot, but he your supervisor.
I will,
He
because
came
I ain't
in and
no Uncle
look, there
Tom
you
nigga
go.
like
You
you.
sound like a
I will
female.
tell them that.
You sound like
What
a
you talking about what
female.
I can't
You
do?
can't even be
Nigga, how you
quiet.
tell me what I can't do?
You
You ain't even
can't be
free.
quiet.
You
You
sound like a
can't be
slave nigga.
quiet, bro.
You sound
Look,
like
you
a
can't even
slave
be
nigga. I
quiet.
can't.
Look,
I can't talk to
you
my
just like
master
a
like
female
that.
that just
Nigga,
gotta
you's a
say something.
slave
I ain't even
mentality
call him
ass
your
nigga.
master. I said your
You said
supervisor, clown.
supervisor. Nigga, I cuss out you
Listen,
and my supervisor. Nigga,
yeah,
what you talking
whatever.
about?
You say that, and
That's
that's
why
why
I
you
own
at the
my own
bottom.
business. That's
Yeah,
why I own
and
my own business.
I hear you boys talk
Yeah,
all
you're
day.
right. You know, hold on.
Boys talk all day.
Yeah, Jacob,
Listen,
you got to go, Jacob.
listen, G.
We got a good stream going, and he just being ignorant,
Yeah, I hate
interrupting,
that.
Yeah,
bringing up gay, accusing people of being gay when he's the one that's attracted to niggas. You know, we can't sit up here and do that.
Listen, G. I ain't even tripping on him because boys gonna say what they say. But to call a president goofy, man, when he's smart enough to acquire $1 billion, that's a lot of paper. Some of us will never see. You understand what I'm saying? And then to take that and finesse that into a suit, like being able to control the United States of America military. He said some good things as far as like having all the bases everywhere. And to be honest with y'all, if we really was losing, the war would be fought here and not over there.
Hold on.
So
We got Jacob back. Hold up. Let me ask American. We had American tradesman. He called himself American tradesman. American tradesman. Over here, he called. I think that's American.
I know who that is. That's
American Negro. Question for you, brother. Should I let him back?
No, please.
Should I let him back up here? He's right there in the chat box. American tradesman.
Give him like 15-minute timeout or something. That's what I would recommend.
American tradesman. Should I let him back? It's up to him. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Man, he PMSing, bro. Let him chill.
Yeah. Okay. So
He
we ain't gonna let you up till he say so. When he respond, we'll let you up, Jacob, based on what he says.
It's like,
may I finish right quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, if we was losing the war would be fought here. They got home field advantage. So even if we pull out, it can look like we lost, but ain't nobody bombing the U.S. Y'all not that crazy.
But here's the thing. This is the issue, right? When you're talking about a war of attrition, meaning that it's like if you play, like you have two basketball teams, they play both defense. It's basically who's gonna out endure the other one. So it's like a grind out, right? Iran doesn't have to win this war face to face, right? Because they know they can't win. You're not going to out militarize, out weaponize America and Israel, right? Because they have probably the strongest militaries at the top 5, right? But here's the thing: you can make it hurt. Whereas, like somebody had mentioned, the Strait of Hormuz, you can make it hurt. Where 30% of the world's oil comes from that region. Remember, 2 weeks ago, close to 3 weeks ago, oil was at $50. Now it's over 100, right? So, like, if it gets to a point that oil is at like 200, and we're still continuing this war, and it's about to be fall, you know what I mean? Like, it's like fall time, like that's not a good look, because then it's gonna other countries are gonna pressure America, like, hey, you have to stop this war. Like Japan, and Japan is one of the only countries that has like a 3-month reserve supply of oil. All these other countries, they have no more than a month, right? So that's a crucial, what they call a crucial choking point in terms of the trade ways, right? The Strait of Hormuz. So, and another thing too, what they're trying to propose is why I think Iran is going to win this war, is that they can it's like if I held you hostage and I'm underground and you can't do nothing about it. You have to bend to my will. What they're trying to do now, let me just say one last thing. I'm gonna say this and I'm done. What Iran is doing, because they have, remember Trump said, oh, we're really gonna win this war. He kept saying, and then the war is extended and extended. If you put troops on the ground, that means you plan on staying there for 3 to 6 months at minimum, right? My last point being this: Iran is proposing that in order for anybody can come to the Strait of Hormuz unless you're not Israel or the U.S. And they're saying what they're trying to do now to weaken the U.S. dollar. If you want to get oil from here, you have to trade in the Chinese yuan, which is gonna weaken the U.S. dollar.
Mm.
Boy, that's about the goofiest shit I ever heard in my life. First of all, we got
Yeah, we let him up. He's using profanity out the gate. Look, let him do his thing. Look. Like, share, support. Look, we got Benjamin Netanyahu talking about American troops and what he thinks about them. He's not going to use Israeli troops. They're too important. But American Marines, they're expendable. Listen.
You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
He's right. To finish the job, you need boots on the ground, but he's not talking about his own soldiers. There will be no IDF soldiers in Iran.
But there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
He's right. To finish the job, you need boots on the ground, but he's not talking about his own soldiers. There will be no IDF soldiers in Iran. He's talking about sending American soldiers.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Can I make my point? When I make my point about
hold up, brother. Hold up. You hear that? This man's talking about putting American soldiers' lives at risk to do what? Defend Israel? Those guys, none of those guys signed up for that. Not one of them signed up, hey, I'll put my life on the line to save Israel. They said, yeah, I'll save America. They said, yeah, I'll save America, but they never said, I'm going to go out here and die for Israel.
Platt, are you familiar with Joe Kent, right?
Not really,
God
no.
damn, you gonna just let him
let me
talk.
finish.
That's the guy who
you see Gabby
he resigned, right?
Exactly. He was second. If Gabby Tulsa was first in command for the National Security Agency, he was second in command to her, right? This man is a Green Beret. He has like 13 medals. This man is a military veteran of one of the highest orders. He said he could not engage in this in good faith, knowing that this war is for Israel.
That nigga funny. You
right?
funny.
So we
put our troops on the ground. We killed Ben Laden. We put our troops on the ground in Iraq. We dug up Saddam Hussein. Country fear us when we put our troops on the ground. You niggas so goofy, lame.
You got to let people finish, brother.
Ass niggas be saying the dumbest shit ever.
All right. Goodbye, Jacob.
Bye, Jacob. Bye. So my thing is this, and to his point, that's why I'd say this is not the same.
Never come back.
Yeah, it's not. Iraq is Iraq is nothing but desert. And another thing too. When we fought Iraq in was it Operation Desert Storm? Iraq, we had the backing of NATO allies. Everybody was in on that, right? And the reason why we won that war is because we had the backing of the military of other countries, and it was a way for us to stay in that area with the Saudi Arabians and be able to have a military positioning there, right? So he doesn't know what he's talking about. Iran is a totally other thing. They said they're trying to hire the Kurds. The Kurds is like a paramilitary group of rebels, because they know that if they send Marines in there, they're gonna get slaughtered up in the mountains. You're fighting on it'll be just like this will be like Vietnam 2.0. You're fighting in a war where you don't even understand the terrain, right? So they're gonna get a lot of people gonna die for this. I mean, here's another thing too. They said that it was like 6 or 7 people that died but then they never mentioned that it was 150. They mentioned eventually that it was 100 and something people injured. That means these people are maimed or probably amputees, right? So they didn't die, quote unquote, but they lost legs and limbs and all that stuff.
Yeah, what's up, Troll? Look, check this out. Once you get to Iran, all that sand. I don't know if you guys have ever worked. I know you might have been to the beach. Have you ever worked with sand on a sandy area? You'll notice that stuff, no matter how much you try, it gets into your hair, it gets into your ears, it gets on your body. You be like, man, I'm wrapped up. Yet that sand some kind of way finds a way. And people were saying, hold up, because we got Jacob back. I'm gonna bring him up. Hold up. Jacob, I'm talking to you, Jacob. Jacob.
I made too much.
Jacob. Listen, Jacob.
Y'all can't get me out of my square. I'm too rich.
Listen.
Can't tell. You can't stay
Don't
calm.
talk. Jacob. A lot of people are saying when you go to Iran, they're going to turn you into a sugar cookie. You okay with that? You be a big old fat sugar cookie. So you going to go over, are you going to Iran, Jacob? Are you going to go
I'm not a soldier.
Are you going to use your CDL and go over there and haul supplies and live in that soft sand and run from scorpions? Running your ass up out that tent
and deal with 105-degree weather.
You see a scorpion in there, you running your ass off, in that soft sand. They're gonna turn you into a sugar cookie.
Hey, Iraq and Iran, shit, they were paying them boy a $500,000 tax-free having a CDL. So you goddamn right, I go over there. Listen to me. With my CDL, that's what I'm saying. We've been in weather conditions worse than that. Iraq, Afghanistan. So what I'm trying to say is, we have the background, and like I say, we killed Saddam Hussein. We killed brother. So you're right. They don't want to see our troops on the ground, because if they know anything about American history, when them boots hit that ground, just like we killed your father through bombs, them troops will come get you.
All right, Jacob. All right, we had enough of you. Yeah, we don't hit them. You use bad terminology, bro. I got to deal with these YouTubers, and I don't want to deal with them. But you know what, man? When Jacob can think whatever he wants, we try to help. We try. We're done today. Enjoy your Sunday. Another Southern Sunday in the South. Come on, man.
Somebody said the American military. Someone said the American military is well trained. Yeah, no, but there's a difference between being well trained and being adjusting to the terrain. This is not a war that you're going to be able to fight. You're not fighting a group of people. That's like if you send out the National Guard to the Appalachian Mountains. Like, yeah, they're well trained, but that's not a terrain that they're used to. Them hillbillies know the mountains better than you do.
But it's not gonna matter as long as they secure what they supposed to secure. We can look like we lost the war all day long in American people's eyes, but the people in the higher ups, if they get what they went to go get, we fine.
But the thing that they're trying to get is to open up the Strait of Hormuz. You're not Let me explain something. You're not going to open it up for multiple reasons. One, no one, even when Trump said, "Hey, everything is fine," you notice no one sent any of their oil carriers there. Because why? Because there's actually mines under the seabed. Right, so if anybody, no country wants to risk going there and having their carriers for oil blow up.
You're right, man. Look,
well, Trump is telling all y'all something. There's ways to get some money right now.
There you go. Hold up. Yeah. Mill worker houses all lined in a row. Yeah, we out of here, man. Look, another Southern Sunday going down. Look, it's Sunday, man. Go out there and spend it with your people, man. Oh boy, stop squirming around. Another Southern Sunday going down. What's that shit? Shinaga? I'm saying it wrong. It's that battle Abraham Lincoln. I'm not saying the name right. They named it off of that Civil War battle. Wonderful song, though. Beautiful song. Matter of fact, I'm going to get off of this thing. I'm going to put that song on. I got stuff I got to do. We appreciate you guys pulling up. We got to go ahead and end this. We disagree, which is fine, but we can't be disagreeable. So we have no problem. You don't agree? That's fine. We want to hear what you have to say. Help us. We learn. But you just want to come up here and be a nuisance. We have no time for that. Like, share, support. God bless our Marines. Pray for them like I will. God bless our Marines. God bless them. And if you have the money, if you can, send them something. Send them some cookies. Send them American things. Just send them something. And believe me, they'll remember. They'll remember. Send them some cookies. Send them something to drink. Send them a Pooh Shiesty mask. Just send them something so that they know that they're not forgotten. And we out.